Alright, let's jump into it. Alright, so this is probablylurkin Axel. Got 3 matches here versus a soul. Probablylurkin did not provide any notes, really. And this is their first submission, so let's just jump right in. Let's take a look. Oh, actually, I looked at these earlier because I was testing to make sure that the replays were working. This replay is broken. This replay does not do anything. After the fight starts, it just ends. I think this one got corrupted, so I think we're only going to have 2 to work with here. Let's see if it plays this time. Maybe if I don't fast forward. Yeah, it just ends immediately. So I don't know what's up with that replay, but sorry about that. Seems like it got corrupted or something. But I know I checked the other 2, they were working. It's funny because I specifically, since this was the first one, I just wanted to make sure that, because I transferred the replays from my old computer to my new computer, and I was like, let me just make sure they work and everything. And then the first one I checked, the replay itself was messed up, so. But, alright. Let's see what we got here. Alright, good round start. Okay, so this is funny. This is like a very specific interaction that I actually know from Sajam's stream. From Sajam playing against, who's the Axel he plays? Is it Treble or, yeah, Doof, that's who it is. Yes, Doof. Yeah, from playing against Doof, this kept happening. It's such a good meaty because you're not extending your hurt box to potentially get DP'd. So it's a really good meaty in that regard, but it's a situation that you should be prepared for. So what you can actually do is when you do this 3P, you can option select faultless cancel it. So let me back up real quick. So once you start the 3P, you can input it and then just tap faultless. And if it clashes, I'm getting 2P. Maybe I shouldn't use, I guess you could do that too. Yeah, you can tap faultless. So the faultless canceling is weird in this game because it's like if you hold it, you have to do it after the clash. And if you do it during the hit stop, it gives you like a normal instead. In Exerd, you could just hold faultless and it would cancel immediately on the first frame. It's not the same in this game. So you have to like delay till after the hit stop. But yeah, this is just like this is something that can be applied to a lot of characters in a lot of situations. Anytime you're committing to a move that isn't really cancelable and it's a long duration move, for example, Venom, when you do Mad Struggle, you just in Exerd you would just hold faultless so that if it clashed, you would FD cancel it on a clash. In this game, you actually have to time it like I just showed, so it's a little bit different, but the idea is the same. Like, and from the other perspective, let me actually take control of Soul here. From Soul's perspective, I have to let it go a little bit more so I actually get the DP. From Soul's perspective, if you are going to do DP in a situation like this where you don't have meter to RC, or you have meter to RC and you're just not going to, you can also tap FD, and if it clashes, you'll make yourself safe instead of it just, instead of you flying off into the sky. So there you can see I canceled it. Obviously I'm letting go of the faultless, but yeah. So just something, there we go. That time I got it. I'm running out of meters, so I'm not faultlessing, but you get the idea. So this is something that can be applied to a lot of different characters, actually. Okay, so this, just a little thing. I mean, this is not even Axel specific, but when you see your opponent jump away from you like this, it's pretty free to just 6P here with the timing of their air dash. They're not really going to be able to do much else. To be able to whiff punish your 6P, Soul would have to like land from the backwards jump and then like dash up in 5H or something like that. It's very unlikely. So at the very least, just be prepared for this air dash. You don't even have to guess necessarily. You can react, but you definitely want to look for this. When you see a back jump, they can't really threaten you with like a double jump or something like that. So it's basically they're either going to air dash or they're going to land. So okay. Ooh. So here, I mean, the double jump back towards him here was a little aggressive. You're behind, so I understand wanting to take a risk, but he wasn't even chasing you down, so just taking this corner positioning probably would have been better. If you're going to double jump towards him like this, see, the problem is, like, Axel doesn't really have any... In Strive, he's got, what is it, Jump H in Strive, that hits, like, straight down. In this game, you don't really have anything like that. So it's kind of hard to come straight down on top of somebody like this. You could have maybe done like Axel Bomber here to bait his anti-air, but if he DPs or does something else, 2H even might still work against Axel Bomber depending on the timing. So I don't think I would. I understand you're behind, maybe you want to take a risk, but I don't think this is necessarily the risk you want to take. I would be very happy just letting this this jump go and just taking the corner positioning. Nice. Very nice. Alright, small drop, but that's okay. Okay. Nice 3P again. Ooh, small drop. That's okay, though. You still have really good positioning. Yo, Reskizi, thank you so much for the sub. Oh, before I forget, are the sub alerts working? Because obviously I had to set those up from scratch also. Did it play? I heard it. Did you guys hear it, and did you see the animation? It came up? Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you again for the sub, Reskizi. Hope you're doing well. Alright, so let's look at the end here. So it looks like you just... Oh, you reset them. So, let me see something for a second. So you let go of your charge. So you had already kind of committed to this dash, it looks like. Because if you had confirmed this 2K, or this 2H, I mean, it looks like he was in sweep range. Let me see. Just curious. You delay the sweep, maybe? No. Okay. So, yeah. So you weren't going to be able to get anything from this anyway. So, yeah. This is totally fine. I was going to say, if he's in sweep range, obviously you had the kill by just doing sweep, Rents, and FRC. But you weren't, so it was good. So this is another thing we've talked about in the past. Some of these spots, it's very common, this type of burst, where, like this timing of a burst, we've talked about this with other characters where, like with Potemkin, for example, you want to just be ready. You want to have the reaction that when they burst something like this, to have a go-to for, for having let the burst whiff in front of you. Because the way Axel works, you're frequently spaced a little bit away to where this is gonna kind of happen naturally if they burst badly. So let's just take a look here of what you could have done. My first instinct is just like far slash Rensen or something like that. But let's see. Oh, wrong button. Whoops. Yeah, you could also just 2S, I guess. That's too high. Yeah, maybe just 2S is better. 2S 6K or something. Something like that. Or maybe just 2S Axel Bomber. How do you do Axel Bomber again? I thought it was DP, but... oh wait, he doesn't have it in this game, right? He only has down bomber, and then the force break is up. What am I talking about? But whatever, just this into, an air combo or whatever. But you want to be ready, because this kind of situation is going to come up, and you want to have, something prepared for this situation. Actually, can't you also do... Wait. Can't you do this? This works in this game, right? Yeah, this works in this game also. So this is actually probably the best. And then you get whatever you want after that. You get like 2S or something after that. What's up, Daemyx? So yeah, it's just something that you want to be prepared. Because here, this obviously you didn't punish here, right? He just didn't block. After he landed, he could have blocked that. Okay. Bold round start from him. That's unlucky. Okay. So, like, this spot, like, this is, like, hesitation. So you hit him with this 5k, and then you kind of know he's going to be able to tech. So, like, here you just kind of didn't do anything. You just, like, ran up and then stopped, and he actually hit you during your... Oh, you hit P right as he hit you. I thought it was still your sliding animation. But you should have been ready for the tech with either 6P or 5P, or, you know, if you're... Like, basically, the problem here is that you waited too long. You needed to either commit to a meaty earlier, where you could have like ran up less and done 3P, or try to catch the tech with something like 6P or 5P, or you know, something like that. Yo, what's up, Sly? Damn, it's already sold out. Rough, dude. So yeah, this is obviously a very weird, unusual spot, but the idea, you know, if you're ever not sure, you either need to meaty or, you know, or be prepared against the tech situation. That happened in round 1. So against these OTGs, I talk about this all the time against Soul, you should tech these OTGs, like this OTG sweep. You'll just put him in a worse spot, so you should always look for this against Soul. Okay. Okay. So caught him with the overhead. Are we gonna go for it again? Yo, Hammy, thank you for the sub. Ooh, missed the punish. So did you faultless? Is that why you got pushed out? No. So I think the right punish is just far slash Renson or just sweep. But obviously 2K is no good there. So the main problem that I'm seeing just in general, now that we've seen a couple of rounds here, is you're not really, you're doing a really good job of controlling the ground, but you're focusing all your attention on controlling the ground, and you're not stopping the air approach. And Axel is very similar to Venom in that respect, where you need to control the ground up until the point where you force them into the air, but then once you see them start to get into the air, you need to start being prepared to anti-air them and punish them for getting in the air. So usually what that means is that you want to slow down the frequency and the timings of when you're using ground control buttons. So, like, I'll show you a concrete example here. If we go back, look at the ground control here. So you missed this punish, but that's okay. So here you got some ground pressure, right? So you did 2P, far slash Renson. This is all ground control, but this is, you weren't even guessing here. This was just pressure, right? But then after, look what you did after the Renson. 5P, right? And then he lands, you do 5P again. So this is what stands out to me the most, is you're still focusing on controlling the ground, even though your opponent has already shown you that they are going to the air to get around your ground control. Once you've gotten them into the air, you don't need to control the ground anymore. You need to control the air. So, and once they show you their willingness to get in the air and air dash towards you, or double jump, or whatever it is, just stop using buttons like 5P and stuff like that. Because what you have to realize is that buttons like 2P and 5P, they're very low reward in general. Sometimes you can get okay stuff off them depending on how they hit, but in general, on average, they're pretty low reward. So you don't really want to be hitting them more than you have to, and you only really need to hit them when they're actually trying to fight you on the ground. Once they start going in the air, it's actually kind of, you're kind of happy to not have to hit those buttons anymore, and really start to hit the buttons that are going to give you big reward, like 2S and you know, 6P and stuff, obviously on reaction to their jumps. So this is something we'll keep an eye on in the next game, but I think this is probably your number one thing that I would recommend you focus on, is you know, how you vary your ground control versus air control. So one thing, just in case you don't know, Axel can actually 2K. What did you try to hit? 5K. Maybe you were trying to 2K, but Axel can actually just 2K and low profile Bandit Bringer. And depending on when you do it, generally he's usually pretty safe. It's pretty hard to get a guaranteed punish. Maybe throw is the most guaranteed you're going to get. But usually this catches them off guard, and you do something like close slash, it'll typically hit. But I think throw is probably the best thing you can do, and in some cases it will be a straight up punish. But you would have to hit the 2K kind of early, so that you recover from your 2K before he recovers from the Bandit Bringer on the ground. Wow, that was a clean hit. Okay. Yeah, so you got low profile there. Nice. Nice. Caught the tech. Very nice. Dropped the conversion, but a really good attempt. Oh, and see here... Oh, you tried to FRC and you missed it. Okay, good. That's good. I would even say when you have a 100 meter, confirm into super, and you can always RC it on block or something. But, I mean, the FRC is definitely the quote-unquote right thing to do here. It's just unfortunate that you missed it. Oh, nice. That comboed, right? You hit immediately? Very nice. Very nice. A little bit risky. I mean, he could have DP'd, but, you know, you got to take some risk sometime. Very nice. Very nice. All right, so I'm going to go a little bit quicker through this one, but I want to pay attention still to your air control. Because besides that one tech situation at the end, I don't think you've anti-aired the soul once. I don't think we saw an actual clean anti-air in the last game. Okay, so you kind of got run over there. Yeah, see, still 5P there. I definitely think the number one thing you got to work on is your anti-airs. Oh, good try with the 6P. 2K is way easier, though. 6P, it's going to depend on the range. Yeah. So it looks like you didn't know about the 2K thing. Yeah, you kind of got run over here. You going to run this all the way back? No, okay. Yeah, I mean, that one was obviously way quicker. You just kind of got run over, but... Again, we saw some opportunities there where you missed some opportunities for anti-air. So I would definitely say number one thing, focus on your anti-airing. And again, a lot of the time, that's going to require that you pay attention to kind of what your opponent is telling you. Pay attention to what your opponent is doing as far as are they playing on the ground or are they playing on the air. And when you see them start to take to the air more, just stop doing pokes on the ground and literally just look for the anti-air. And if they are good, they will see that you stopped poking on the ground and realize that you are looking for the anti-air. And if they're really good, they'll go back to attacking you on the ground. They'll dash up or poke you on the ground, that kind of thing. But that's kind of the game, right? That's kind of how fighting games work. So it's something we talk about all the time. It's a skill you got to practice, but it's one of the most important skills. So, but yeah, not bad at all, man. You were hitting some good combos. You hit the Rents and FRC a couple times. Dropped the conversion afterwards, so you could clean that up a little bit. But the fundamentals are definitely there. I definitely like what I was seeing. Just taking some notes here. All right, so one down. Okay, one down, 11 to go. All right, next up. We've got, who is next? I think it's Noocta, which I just saw was here a few minutes ago. So, current review is Noocta. And let's make a marker. Yeah, Noocta. Sorry that it took so long. You know, like I said in the chat command, I had no idea what I was going to be in for helping my dad move. I mean, he's been living in this big house for 20 years almost, and there's a lot of stuff in there, man. I didn't think it was going to take up as much time. It's especially the last week, a little bit more than a week. I've been there like every day, just packing, moving. On Saturdays, getting up early, going. He got like a storage facility. It's been pretty crazy. Railgun, did I get your replays on Discord? I don't know if I did. When I get to yours, which you're actually next, I will look. Yeah, PD, I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, so this is going to be Noocta playing Jam. Let's see what Noocta has to say. Noocta's in chat with us here. So Noocta notes. Okay, so they say they're aware that they're still doing 4H for some throws, which to be clear, before we even look at the matches, sometimes it's okay to not try to throw OS. Sometimes you need the back throw or you really want the back throw. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But you do want to be aware and be making the decision, do I want the back throw or do I want the throw OS? So, you know, that's a big difference. Also, they're working on parry, getting hit a lot for it. But approaching and anti-airing are still a struggle. All right, cool. So let's take a look. Signing up for commentary at CEO? Probably. I didn't do it today, but probably, yeah. 4H is really Makoto bad habit that I can't shake off yet, working on it. Yeah, it just takes time, but it's you know, the first step is being aware of it, so. Hope there's an ACR side event. That'd be dope, yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, so not Jam specific, but more anti-Kai specific. When you block this, most characters get a better. You have time to dash up, and most characters will get a better punish by dashing up. So even if it's just sweep, you can get a dash in there. So if you see that you're gonna be too far to just get a raw sweep, you can dash a little bit. And the best thing to do is to IB, and then you can really, not only do you get pushed back less and get less blocks done, but well, those two things. You get pushed back less and you have less blocks done, so you can really get in there for a punish. And sometimes that'll be the difference between, you know, this kind of punish and just getting a sweep. So, and obviously this is like a big boy punish. I forget what you do. Oh, you do, right, something like that into sweep. So this is like a huge punish opportunity. But again, that's more anti-Kai than Jam specific. So in these spots, we've talked about this a little bit with, who is it, FL? So this jab here, I mean, it worked. It was good. But in these kind of spots, I would prefer to hit, like 2S. So let's see. Oh, it actually didn't counter hit the way it was timed. But just in general, you know, hitting 2P from this kind of range, you're not really going to get too much reward. You could, like, buffer sweep behind it. But as you saw there, it doesn't even reach. So I would prefer to hit 2S in these kind of spots, so that if it counter hits, you're getting more potential reward off the stagger. Okay, I like the little string. Nice. Did you miss your dash? Is that what happened here? Oh, you try to hit 6H again. Okay. What happened here? You tried to parry and they empty jump load. Okay. So you got here. That's okay. You said you were practicing the parry, so okay, a little parry there. Doesn't really do too much, but okay, nice. Oh, you missed the card. That's unfortunate. Wow. Jam's hurtbox is pretty crazy. Okay. So here's another thing. When you're doing a sweep from this type of range, where it's not going to make contact unless they stick something out, you can just buffer card off of this, right? Because the only way that this is going to hit is if they hit a button. And here, they hit far slash. So yeah, if you're going to do sweep like this, which it's good to use it like this sometimes, but the reason why it's good is because you get to buffer card behind it. So definitely something to work on there as well. Nice, I like the little frame trap. Nice. Nice! Perfect punish. Perfect. That was perfect. Nice. Recard? Oh, you went for the reset. Okay. I actually like going for some kind of reset, or just taking the knockdown there. You don't really need to recard. You have a card left, and they're about to die. So, oh, you tried. So with 50%, couldn't you have just supered here? It's like ball super. Wanted to go for JS, JH, card DP. Ah, okay. And take the... Yeah, I mean, that's fine too. I was just saying, like, really all you need is one card at that point in the match. So yeah, I guess you could DP card for the knockdown and then... Or, I mean, card a DP for the knockdown and then recard. But yeah, you really... Like, you don't need to, like, force break card or anything like that. I mean, you could, right? It's fine. But not really, like, necessary. Okay, so you got caught there, but that's okay. Wasn't that much damage. Oh, I like the idea there. I like what you're doing right now. Just staying mobile, not being predictable. You don't have to overcommit, yeah. So the one thing that you're not doing, which I don't know if this is a your playstyle thing or you're doing this intentionally in this kind of situation, but like here, you did just like a normal just jump H. Usually a jam would IAD here, because her IAD is just so good, something like IAD jump H. But, yeah, I would expect, when you're ready to make your move, that would be one of the preferred approaches, I would think. Nice. Oh, no card again. So here, you could try to parry this. This is a pretty common thing. Once you see the sweep, you try to parry. You can get yourself into trouble doing that too much, because obviously they can go into Stun Dipper, or even going into something like Greed Sever. If you try to parry and you don't really react quick enough, you might get caught where you're not blocking or you're not prepared to block high. So, but it is something that's good against specifically the Fireball. No card again. What's up? Since you're here, I'll just ask. What's up with not canceling sweeping a card? Because at first I thought maybe you were messing up the input, but I mean here there was no even attempt at the card. Kai looks like he has 6P loaded for ID stuff. Yeah, Jim, that's why I was saying, like, it might have been a decision in the moment to not ID because the Kai was kind of looked a little patient. So that's totally understandable. But just saying in general, you wouldn't see like a jump H like that. You would see ID jump H. So like more common. And again, that's not to say it's better. It's, there's no such thing as one is better than the other. It's just wondering why, that's all. I'm not sure in this match. Kai being one of the characters where 2D region doesn't work sometimes, maybe go for them less, I guess. Yeah, but you should still take a card. Even if you don't go for Ryujin, you can take the Genkyurin card, or even the DP card. So just so you have a better DP if you get knocked down. Can you do... Yeah, I would think that does work on Kai. I don't know. Normally if I wasn't trying to get through so many reviews, we'd jump in training mode and I would take a look. But yeah, but the point is you should still take a card, I think. I don't think that there's any kind of justification for not taking a card at all. I think you should still always take a card. Also, Noocta, were you here when I was doing the review for FL when we looked at meaty 5H against Kai? Did you see that? You did? Okay, good. So we won't go through that again. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Okay, I like the ID back to get out of there. Yeah, so there you went for the... That was jump H again, right? Yeah, and you got anti-aired. Yeah, I just haven't really seen you do much IAD in general. I don't know if you're just not comfortable doing IAD, in, just as a general strategy. But Jam's IAD is very, very strong. Okay, got out of there. Nice. Oh, too high. I like the defense. Ooh. Alright, small mistake there. Just Kai 6P is scary. Yeah, but that's why I'm saying, like, the way you're jumping... See, like, right there as I said it. Like, even if you try to do, like, jump, cross up, jump H, it's so slow that he's going to be able to 6P backwards. You could IAD jump H, and it's much quicker and harder for him to 6P in the right direction, at the right timing, that kind of thing. Even there, where you made a 6P whiff, it still didn't really get you anything. Oh, he missed the confirm. Okay, nice air throw. So you can get a card off of air throw also, can't you? Pretty sure air throw gives you a card, right? You get to card and still meeting them. Oh, I like the neutral tech. Ooh, execution error. So this is, again, not to talk too much anti-Kai here, trying to focus on, from your perspective, but when Kai has a 100 meter like this is like, all Kais do this, it's good, that's why they do it. You got to be very careful. They'll check your low block with a stun dipper RC. So, yeah, just always be aware of this when they have meter. Be careful that you don't stop blocking too quickly, or try to do something too soon. You do need to respect this to some degree, but especially when they have 100 meter. What do you think about Jam running 5H on block? I know it's blown up when they FD8. Yeah, so yeah, we can talk real quick about. I did notice it. I kind of chose not to mention it, but yeah, if they're FDing a lot, obviously that's the weakness of 5H. If they're FDing too much, then you can start to do 6H instead, and it's much better. And you can kind of go back and forth between those two. Obviously, you really just don't want to do 5H when they FD. I think if they are FDing and you still want to do 5H, you need to be ready for them to FD it, and then do some kind of special cancel. I think is probably the best thing you can do. Either like a puffball, or if you have a carded move, use a carded move, something like that. That would be my guess. Again, if I had more time here, I would look at it in training mode a little bit more. But yeah, exactly, Noocta. 5H is how you get them to start FDing, and then once they start FDing, you bully them with things that are plus on block, and you run, you re-pressure them while they're sitting there fallising. You run back up to them and stuff like that. Oh, he's trying to bait your burst. I was just gonna say, don't be afraid to card in neutral if the Kai's not moving. So that was excellent. Okay, good. Knockdown, recard, no. Yeah, and I don't mind the no recard because, like before, you still have two. Oh, you tried to escape. It was a good try. So another thing, you didn't really spend your burst, but I wasn't really paying too much attention to burst opportunities, but it's kind of a weird round. Alright, so let's see against a different opponent here. So let's see if you ID anymore in this matchup. I mean, Johnny 6P is also very, very good. Okay, let's ID very quickly. So isn't the normal air combo just super jump dust? Isn't it super jump dust into Genkyurin? Character specific, but isn't it universal? I do super jump dust Genki. Yeah, exactly. I thought that was universal. Oh, it doesn't work on everyone? Oh, well, here, it works on Johnny. Yeah. Doesn't work on Cliff? Okay, yeah. But, I mean, in general, this is what I would go for. He's trying a tech trap. I see. I see. Okay, yeah, as long as you know what you're going for, that's fine. It's all good. It's not like you're sacrificing a lot, because obviously you're not getting a knockdown here. So, should Jams just go for cards off throw? Well, the thing is, like, I don't think that there's a guaranteed... Can you just, yeah, like, it's, like, techable. Yeah, you can't just, like, get a card off a normal throw. You can... Does she still have to throw FRC point in this game? I've actually never seen it in Plus R. I'm assuming she does. She does, right? Yeah, so, yeah, you can throw FRC, but obviously we don't have meter here, so... Nice jump out. Okay. Ooh, what did you try to do? Oh, you tried to parry, but it wasn't meaty. It was, like, delayed. Okay. Obviously, on this sweep, you couldn't buffer, because this was going to make contact no matter what. So, this one's fine that you didn't card. And we've talked about this in the past, that you could try, like, hit confirming the 2D, and then late canceling into a card. You'd probably give up your position to do a meaty, but if you want the card that badly, it's probably worth it. Oh, this is bad. They didn't kill you, so you have a chance. So just to go back for 1 second, like, you're playing very passive here, so I was actually surprised here that you didn't anti-air. This, like, in my head was like a slam dunk anti-air, because you were just sitting here. Like, he whiffed the misfiner over you, and if you were really, like, on it, you could have maybe whiff punished this, or at least taken the initiative here, like micro dash far slash or something like that. But then you were, like, extra patient, which is totally fine. But then when I saw this, I was like, oh, well, now this is an easy anti-air because you didn't commit to anything before this, and you just blocked. So I see this a lot where people who play aggressive characters, they tend to have less developed anti-air skills just because they're usually the ones rushing down. They're not in a position often where they have to anti-air. But Jam has really good anti-airs. You know, she's always got air throw, obviously, like any other character, but her 6P is good. So, you know, in spots like this, when you're playing passive, be prepared to anti-air. It's just scary because Jam's grounded anti-airs are mediocre. Would it need to jump S there? No, I mean, you could always air throw. Air throw, for sure. Like, let me rewind it here. Air throw, it's, like, not even a question. It's going to work. Like, air throw will just always work. But even, like, 6P, I mean, this is, like, kind of a weird spot. So maybe like 6P backwards. I got 5P. Obviously I'm walking a tiny bit here to get this. There's probably a very specific timing, yeah, like this, where you get 6P backwards. Like, her 6P isn't, like, amazing, but it's good. It's you know, totally usable, you know. But yeah, I would basically only air throw or 6P, and when you can air throw, I would air throw, which is basically theoretically always, but you know, when I say if you can, I mean you specifically. If you are comfortable with it and you have the muscle memory and the, you know, preparedness to do it, this is what I would do. So yeah. Trying to add more air throw, it's been paying off. Yeah. I mean, it's important. Like I said, it's, you know, when you play a rushdown character, you don't get put in those situations often. You're usually the one that's getting anti-aired. But that's also why it's important to pay attention to those kind of skills, because it does come up and it is important, right? So when it does come up, you don't want to be missing those opportunities. The okie doke. Unfortunate. Really good block there when you landed. Nice. Very nice pickup. Very nice pickup. Okay. Ooh, missed it the second time. He was a little higher that time, but a good attempt. It might not have been possible, actually. Nice. Yeah, 6P as a ground poke is pretty good, too, in some matchups. I can imagine it being good in this matchup. Nice. Very nice. The read. Sick. Nice jump out. So one thing with Jam, if you're... Oh, I fast forward noticed it. If you are really prepared for the throw situation, when you see them with the throw, or, you know, with their button, I should say, jump 2K can be pretty good, too. So that you get some kind of punish. Obviously, it's better if you can RC it. Here, you obviously couldn't, but just something to keep in mind. It's not something you necessarily want to do all the time. Yeah, you can also gank your in, but jump 2K I think is a little bit more. It's just easier, right? It's easier to do in the moment. But yeah, gank your in is higher reward. Nice. Okay. Nice. I was gonna say, can you kill here? Super. Ugh. Just super right away. Just super right away. Yo, MCNA. What's up? Can't do super on that side for the life of me. Which super? Are her motions for Puffball super and for the kick? Wait, is the kick super 100 meter? I forget now. In this game, the kick super is 100 meter, right? So it's really, we're only talking about Puffball super. They're both half circle back forward. Yeah, okay, so understandable then why you didn't go for it, but that is something you should practice if you're having trouble. You should try to maybe grind that out a little bit in training mode and get more comfortable with it. Getting bullied by 5K. Johnny's 5K is godlike. Scary. Watch out for the Insanga RC. Whoa. Oh, that's in combo. Oh, nice 6P. Okay. Insanga. This Johnny might not use Insanga RC. So the same thing I said earlier in one of the other replays against Kai, where when Kai has a lot of meter, you want to be more patient so that you don't get caught by Stun Dipper RC. Same kind of presence of mind thing against Johnny. When he has meter, especially in these kind of round ending situations, always got to be thinking about Insanga RC, and you got to be ready for it. Yeah, another ID he got away with there. Nice. Okay. Oh, that didn't combo, but you still got the conversion. Alright, so are you going to low profile his wake up super here? Oh, he definitely tried, right? That misfiner was definitely super, right? Yeah, he didn't hit back. I'm assuming what's my name is half circle back forward S. Oh, is it H? Oh, it is H, because he just did it there. Alright, well then never mind. I don't know what he was trying to do there. Oh, nice. Very nice. So yeah, overall, good stuff. I mean, your pressure was good. I liked your variance in your pressure. You were repressuring with a lot of variations. Um, yeah, I would say, we talked about most of the stuff I noticed. I think, when you're using 2D as a long range poke, make sure you're buffering cards, stuff like that. And I think just some of the decision making, you might want to go back and just take some time to think about your game plan as far as, when you want to card in certain matchups and stuff. Maybe look at some of those situations against Kai. Try to figure out some more stable routes, because it just does not seem right to me to hit confirm into a sweep against any character, and not get a card. You should either be getting a card or using a card if you already have one when you hit confirm into 2D. So and again, even if it's a case where the confirms into Ryujin are awkward on Kai, just take a different card. Take Genkarin card. Genkarin card is also very good. So but I don't really think it's. Sometimes I'm a little bit careful with my advice, because some things are a matter of preference, and I don't want to force my preferences on other people. I want to advise people what I would do, but at the end of the day, if you can justify what you're doing, it's fine with me. If it's reasonable, as long as it's justifiable. But I don't think I could be convinced that there's a good justification for not taking a card off of a 2D knockdown. So, but yeah, other than that, good stuff. Other than that, really good stuff. Thank you again for the submission. Also, thanks again to the people who subbed in the last little bit. Hammy, I think I thanked you at the time, but in case I didn't, thank you again so much for the sub. MCNA, how you doing, man? All right, we're cruising. Still moving a little slower than I want to move, but we're gonna do the best we can here. All right, so Railgun. I need to see which replays I have of yours. So are these? I'm guessing these are not the ones you're referring to. Gotcha, Noocta. I appreciate it. From 523. All right, let me see. Okay, I see them in Discord. Let me download them right now. Give me 1 second. I think I downloaded these on my other computer, and then didn't put them in the replay folder, so they didn't get transferred to my new computer. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna fix this right now. Let me back out of this. So how's everybody doing tonight? I'm glad I motivated myself to do this. I felt really bad the last week or so, because like I had mentioned in the last stream, I wanted to get all these done before Strive came out, and I was starting to get concerned. I mean, it's not guaranteed I'm gonna get them all done tonight, but I'm definitely gonna give it my best shot. Okay. There we go. So these should be the right ones now. Does that look right, Railgun? All right, cool. Okay, so let me update this. Okay, let's make a marker. I'm a Railgun. Smile. Playing Milia review. Oh, I should put I should do this. There we go. I should have done that on the first ones. Okay. All right, so Railgun. So let me look at your notes. Obviously, you just you resubmitted newer reviews, so I don't know if these notes are still relevant. trying really hard not to be scared of soul. Would like my opinion on neutral, like how to use pin. Playing around DP, not letting the threat of DP neuter my offense. And 3, defense options I can use to mitigate the damage soul gets even when I guess wrong. Okay. So that sounds like it's all still relevant. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, already like that. I like the jump forward, bait his anti-air, and then air dash back, air dash forward. So if you know, if they were really prepared, they would have anti-aired you again, but it's a good kind of tone setter. I like that to get the pin. Nice. So I mean, just right away, I mean, this is already great, because in your notes you were talking about, you know, how to. I mean, let's just talk about it actually before we even watch more of the matches, because it's something that can just be talked about without really looking at. So, you know, how to not let the threat of the DP neuter your offense. The good news is Milia is kind of flush with options on how to mix them up, pressure them, meaty them, mix them up without exposing yourself to DP. So I think it's just a matter of learning some variations on Oki, and like this is a perfect example where this is Oki that you could do against any character. It's just a cross-up trick, but it's specifically good against a character like Soul here, where if they DP, they're just going to DP the wrong way. And yeah, exactly, Garden, meaty disc, yeah, exactly. So Secret Garden is probably the #1 answer, because you don't sacrifice that much. You just wait until they block the first hit of the Garden, and then you get to go nuts. We've talked about this before in some of the other reviews, where on disc Oki, generally by waiting until they block the disc, you're losing 1 layer of the mix-up. So, you know, but again, the good news is you can still do multiple layers even after they've blocked the disc. Now, of course, when you do a mix-up before the disc hits, it's a little bit better because it lets you convert off of certain things that you wouldn't normally be able to convert off of, or convert off of them better than what you would otherwise be able to do. So you are giving that up. But, you know, still, if you want to bait DP, the point is that you can do it at a relatively low cost compared to other characters, where some characters just have to not do a mix-up, you know? Whereas with Milia, it's like, okay, I'm going to bait the DP, so I'm going to give up my first mix-up, which is the best one, but I'm still going to get 2 small mix-ups, you know? And it's like, it's not the end of the world, you know? You're still getting something good. So that's something you can kind of just grind out in training mode, just look at different setups and you know, see, you know, just see what you can do, basically. So yeah. So this, I don't know if this works in this game. What did you try to do here, first of all? Oh, you didn't even hit anything because you saw the burst. So, like, I know LK in Exerd, you would hit close slash, and then you could jump and do jump P, and it would, like, recover before the burst hit you or something. I don't know. This was like unburstable, basically. I don't know if it works in this game though. So you might want to try hitting up LK and ask what OS he used off of close slash in Exerd, and then see if you can apply it to plus R. But I'm not sure exactly how he did it, and if it would be applicable. You might also, I think he even like put it on YouTube or something. It might be on his YouTube channel, just showing. Like I remember there was a clip. It was either on Twitter or on YouTube or something where he shows like a combo where the whole thing is burst safe, and it's like, you know, it's like close slash, jump P, jump K, double jump, something. So yeah, I kind of want to say it's maybe not applicable in this game, but even if the exact sequence doesn't work in this game, the idea might be applicable. You may be able to repurpose it into something else that works, because this is such a common burst point. So. Oh, nice pickup. A little too far. Nice. Great 6P. Great 6P. Just murdering with 6p. Nice. So what did you do here? Yeah, so I mean, I'm assuming this is DP safe, right? I mean, obviously it cost you meter, but based on the distance, I'm assuming this is DP safe from this distance. And then once he blocks the Seeker Garden, or Pretty Maze, whatever. Yeah. Okay, cool. And I'm guessing this is also a concession to DP, right? So this if Soul DPs, but it looks like you're maybe letting go of Faultless too soon, because the DP would first come at this point, right? Because this is where Soul's waking up right here. So I think you're letting go of Faultless too soon, actually, or you're jumping too soon. Yeah. I think the timing was a little off, but the idea is correct. And again, just to drive it home, this is like exactly what I was talking about before we, at the beginning, before we jumped into the rest of the round, where, you get a knockdown, and it's like, okay, you don't get the meaty mix-up before the disc hits, but you can safely wait until they block the disc, and then you still get, a couple of layers of mix-up here. So... yeah, relax, chat. Calm down. Got a lot of replays to get through. No time for that. Oh, nice from Bar. Very nice. So that was fantastic. This very subtle thing you did here, just faultlessing on Wake Up, completely killed the offense here. Bar tried to 2P, but the Faultless pushed out of range, so so let you get out of the corner. So that's fantastic. So you mentioned wanting some ideas on defense, but that's already the first thing I would have mentioned. So you're already on the right track. Yo, dude, I have not gone through your replay yet. Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, again, fantastic. Yeah, same idea. Okay. Nice. I don't know, Railgun, you wanted some advice on stuff. I mean, obviously those notes that you provided with the original replays are from like 3 weeks before this. But it looks like you figured it out. I like what you're doing. Yeah, so far your defense has been good. Your Oki has been good. It's been basically, all DP safe. So that's the next level, right? So let's see if you actually meaty the next time, now that Bar has shown that option. So here's a quick thing. This is just completely character agnostic. Doesn't matter what character you play, what character you're fighting against. If you see this, try to train yourself to walk forward whenever the opponent jumps at you in the corner. And this is not only is this not character specific, this is not even game specific. I've been doing this since like Street Fighter 4. I've been doing this since Third Strike, even since before Street Fighter 4. I've developed this habit forever ago. Yeah, you can basically hold forward. Now, it's going to take some time for you to get a feel for when you can and can't do this. But the idea is that as long as you get to walk forward for even a frame, you will switch sides with them, and if you're holding left, you will suddenly be blocking. So as long as you don't get essentially what would be a meaty, where you get hit the first frame, you're trying to hold forward, you're going to be safe. And the advantage of this is that you walk out of the corner and you switch sides. So let me back this up a little bit. So let me replay. So here you see the walk forward, and you see the jump forward, and you walk forward. See that? All it takes is a frame or so, and you will switch sides. And in this case, bar hit jump S, which doesn't have a cross-up hitbox. So what I've also trained myself to do is after I try to walk under like that, I hit close slash. The best thing to do, really, I shouldn't necessarily be hitting close slash. I should be doing like a throw OS maybe, or just throwing. But hey, friend John, thank you for the raid. How you doing tonight? But yeah, the idea is that, you know, if they don't hit a button with a cross-up hitbox, they're just gonna whiff. And not only that, most people will not be blocking the right way, which is why I tend to hit close slash, which is a little more greedy than just taking a throw. Throw is the safest and most guaranteed. Or I shouldn't say guaranteed, most likely to work. But the close slash has such a high success rate because they're typically never blocking the right way, and they also typically are not prepared to hit a button right when they land because they're expecting hit stop, right? They're expecting to make contact with you, right? So just something to be aware of. And again, the thing to look for here is anytime the opponent jumps towards you in the corner, and they are not going to be able to meaty you. So this can even happen during pressure. It doesn't have to be on wake up. They could do like a close slash and jump cancel it and jump forward. You just hold forward. And the thing is, even if they hit a button with a cross-up hitbox, you will block. And it's still better than if you didn't walk forward because you will get out of the corner. You'll put them in the corner. So yeah, just a little trick there. Nice, got the pin. Very nice. So a little bit of a misconversion there. And maybe a little bit hasty on the pin. So this is like very subtle, but you can see Bar here is like very passive. Look, just walking. So the pin maybe a little over aggressive. You could have maybe taken your time and lined up this shot a little bit better. It was very close to hitting though. I like the burst to get the pin back. Nice. Ooh, Bar read the escape attempt. Whew. So at this angle, it should be like K-pin, right? You should do K-pin throw, the really shallow one, or just not pin at all. But because even I think that was the K one. Oh, it was K. Yeah, and it still missed. So yeah, just not gonna hit that shallow. Locked out of S disc. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, you didn't see the hit. Does 2S go into 2D? It doesn't, right? Or does it? Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, see, the only thing with this is, like, this is good because you caught him low, but, it's like no reward, right? And this is kind of the problem with doing some kind of DP safe Oki and waiting until they block the disc, mid-screen specifically, is your reward is just so much lower. So that's something else you could look at and try to see, you know, 2S is probably not the button you want to hit there. Maybe you want to just do raw 2D in those spots instead. So if they're guessing high, you get a better reward. Yeah, S-disc. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, nice. Very nice. Great reaction. Alright, let's go a little bit quicker through these if we can. I'm guessing we're going to see a lot more of the same. Wow, that pin missed. Okay. Nice. Oh, what a pickup. Damn, that was sick. Ooh. Ow. Oof. Oh, so this is the next level, right? Because before Bar went for 2P wild throw and you jumped, so now it's 2P 6P. So if you're gonna jump, yeah, see, you're not fallising. I wanted to see if you tried to fallis and you just waited too long. You need to fuzzy jump here. You gotta jump out and immediately fallis. Let me rewind it more. This is actually... Did you, hold on, let me let it play again. Did you shake out of the stagger and block the 2P, or did you get hit by the 2P? No, you got hit. Okay. Like that. So, just something you have to practice, but very important when you jump out. So far, out of everything we've seen, that's the #1 thing that I would practice, is proper fuzzy jumping. So when you think you're gonna get thrown, you should fall this on the way up. Now it's not foolproof. You can still get hit out of your pre-jump, but the idea is that if you make it into the air, you will be safe. Essentially, you still get air thrown, obviously also, and you know some characters might have some air unblockable stuff, but it's gonna drastically reduce how vulnerable you are. What'd you hit? Okay, you tried at 5P. Okay, good. Yeah, so in a spot like this, where you're recovering and it's going to be like a last-second anti-air, 6P is probably a little more reliable because the invuln is probably what's going to save you here. But 5P against some other characters might have still worked. It might just be Soul's jump H where it didn't work here. But something to keep in mind. Alright, so you're getting beat up on the ground. I like the pin. And I like that you're meeting sometimes. So you've been doing this a little bit where you're using pin in your block string. Not super crazy about it. I think it's a little excessive. I don't really think it's necessary. I don't know. It can be okay. I also don't know that I would do K pin if I'm going to do that for exactly this reason. Because if they don't jump, it kind of doesn't matter if you do K or not. You can do S pin and have a better angle. And if they do jump, it's got a better chance of actually catching the jump. I don't think it would have mattered here, but you know, see the thing is, Railgun, is like if they're just jumping out of your pressure, then you can just do like 2K nothing and just anti-air them or air throw them, you know. K gives a 50-50, S is better at locking them down. Why? Do you recover faster from K or something? Can't you still air dash after S pin? Wait, how do you do it? Oh, I thought it was forward. Fly up with S-Spin. Yeah, but you still fly up a little bit with K-Pin. I don't know. I feel like this is, it's just not necessary. It's gonna be too hard a time, Barbara. I don't want to spend too much time on it. But, I could see it like in a round ending situation where you're trying to close a round out, but I don't know. It just seems unnecessary. And if they're jumping a lot, you know, you could do like 2K 2D or something. Try to catch the pre-jump, something like that. Yo, Brian, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's like. Yeah, it's kind of too much to just use it in pressure. If you already have the pressure, you're already doing, you know, 2K, 5K, and you have them blocking. There's just like more stuff you could do. I just don't think it adds enough. You know what I mean? Like you can already do multiple overheads and like different, you know, frame traps, or you know, 2S is really good. You know, you can like try to catch their jump with 2S. S-disc, or you know, there's just like a million things you can already do. You can just tick throw them, you know, 5K run up throw. There's already like so many good options that it's like, if all your options are already like an 8 in that situation, do you really need an option that's a 9 or a 10? And then you're the thing is, it's a tool that you're now potentially losing, right? That you won't have access to later. If there was no pin mechanic and you just do it, then obviously it's just good. But it just doesn't seem worth it to use the pin for that. I love that Oki. Well, I was starting to say I love that Oki because it's also going to get you the pin back, but you didn't crouch. But you were also kind of in a round ending situation, so it was possible you didn't need the pin, but it was kind of free to get there. Nice. Very nice. Whoa. Alright, so we already talked about teching Souls OTGs in the last replay set, so I'm not gonna preach about it anymore. Oh, nice try. So obviously that's what we were just talking about, right? But it's like, yeah, this is really strong, but again, so this is maybe like a 9 out of 10 mix-up, but you already have like 7s and 8s without the pin. You know, you just do TK Bad Moon. Because the thing is, like, if you don't think they're gonna jump, then you can just TK Bad Moon, or just even just like 6K, or you know, like whatever. Yeah. 6K going over 2K. Whoa, what a block. Barrier Beast. Oof. Yep, burst though. Yeah. Nice. Good burst. Good patience on the burst. Oh, I love the idea, but Fafnir's too fast. Force break. Oh! If you would have picked up off that, you'd have been a lord. Oh, nice. Ooh, that was scary. I feel like that burst shouldn't have worked. Ow. Ow. Okay, good tech. So can't you get a mix-up off this also? Because you could do jump S right at the end, right? And then air dash, because you haven't used any air actions yet, right? Yeah, it's pretty dope. Bar your beast in the replay. Without getting air thrown? Yeah. Nice. Okay. The okey doke. Ooh, missed the dash. Okay. I'm trying to think for a second. Like, what is Millia's best button against sweep? Is it just far slash? I mean, it's hard to see here because Bar dashed up so far, but wait, Railgun, I don't understand. Take control of Bar where? Back here? I'm not sure where you're talking about. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't want to spend too much time. Okay, nice. Oh, that did combo. So, in this game, if you end with pin, can't you Secret Garden? It's the same as Exert, isn't it? Instead of doing pin 6H, can you just do pin Secret Garden? What's the input for Secret Garden? Look at that frame. Smear frame. Didn't that meter at Force Spirit Garden? They can flip out sometimes. What's the input for Secret Garden? It's like half circle back or something, isn't it? Or, I mean, quarter circle back H or something, right? Yeah. Why am I not getting it? Oh, do you have to hit a button to... Yeah, it looks too slow. Yeah, it looks like it's maybe... You can just get DP'd. Hard to tell. It looks like it, though. If I don't mash it fast enough, does it take longer to finish? Yeah, it looks a little bit too slow. Yeah. Also, usually you're not point blank like this, because you could probably get thrown as well. So it's kind of irrelevant, but... Nice mix-up. Get the pin space in the corner. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Yeah, it just seems like overall you're a little too ambitious with the pin. Like this, like tech into pin. Like yeah, it covers if they run forward, but now look what happened when they don't. Like now you just lost the pin and that shit is gone. I think you need to just calm the trigger finger a little bit and just really look for better spots. You know what I mean? Like I know some Milias have the opposite problem where they're too picky and they're like they don't want to lose the pin, so they're like too careful with it. But I think you're maybe too I think maybe you're too quick with it. I mean overall I think you were using it okay. We already kind of talked to death about using it in pressure. I would maybe look at those situations and just look at some of your other options and evaluate. Again, I think there's probably plenty of round ending situations where using the pin to get a really high quality mix up just for the kill is worth it. But you know, overall I would be a little more conservative with it. Just in not only when you're pressuring, but also in neutral. I'd be a little more cautious because we saw a few times where you were pretty quick to shoot it and then it just like barely missed, right? So, you know, just got to be a little more careful, I think. But yeah, overall good stuff. I mean, like I said, the stuff that was in your comments, it's very clear that in the last few weeks you already worked on that stuff on your own. You found a lot of the answers on your own. So, really good stuff, man. All right, I'm gonna take a 30-second break. I'm just gonna stand up and get some water. My throat is getting dry already. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Realized it's the first stream I'm doing on the new computer. I'm just curious how my machine is running. Looks good to me. Yeah, I mean, this is not even it's not even like my computer doesn't even like notice all this stuff running. It's like, yeah, we're good, man. Yeah, 20% CPU, we're good. All right, let's see who's next. Let's get back here. Okay. I was also just thinking about it, looking at the time while I was getting water. I mean, I'm trying to go as fast as I can. I'm trying not to skimp out on people. I want to make sure I give them some quality feedback. But even going kind of as fast as I can here, we're still going kind of slow. So maybe I'll do like an hour or two tomorrow to finish up the last ones, because I don't think they're all going to happen tonight at this rate. But I'm going to try to go as fast as I can here. All right, so next up is Daemyx playing Soul. So let's make sure those are here. They are. And let me set a marker. Yo, what's up, Shu? How you doing? All right, so Daemyx says, having a really hard time in the Eddie matchup. Don't know how to stop him from summoning or how to fight when Eddie is out. Even when the shadow is dead, I have a hard time maneuvering around his 2H, 2S, and drills. Okay, so, I mean, just based on that description, I want to keep an eye on your IDing, because I'm guessing there's going to be a lack of IDing based on that description, but we'll see. We'll concentrate on killing Eddie. Even before we even get into the match, let me preface this, because I have a feeling I already kind of know what we're going to see based on that. So one thing to understand about Eddie is anytime he summons in a block string, it's basically fake. There are some times if he hits you with certain moves that summoning in the string can be close to real. It can be basically real, but even then he's kind of limited with what he can do. But on block, it's basically always fake. So if you're playing against an Eddie and they keep just doing block strings into summon, just mash. It's something maybe you need to look at in training mode to see what button to mash. But with Soul, I'm going to guess 2S or Far Slash or Sweep. Even something like 2P or 2K. You just have to look at it in training mode. And even if you don't know how to really set up stuff with Eddie in training mode, all you need to do is know how to summon. It's pretty simple. What's going on, Seth? So we'll look at those situations and we'll look at some of them. In the match here. One other thing, actually. So the idea from Eddie's perspective is that when he gets you blocking, if you are just straight up mashing because like when I say mash, I want to be clear. I don't mean close your eyes and mash buttons, because you'll get frame trapped that way. What I mean is you see him do a string, and when you see him special cancel as opposed to Gatling into another normal, then you hit a button as fast as you can. So let me be clear when I say mash. Now, from Eddie's perspective, what he can do, because from your perspective, it can be hard to see what he's actually canceling into, right? So you can see that he's special canceled, but the question is, did he special cancel into a summon, or did he special cancel into drill? And, or, even potentially something else, but those are the two, main ones you're going to see 99% of the time. And so you can't really see it that fast. So usually you're just committing to the mash just on special cancel without actually seeing that it was a summon. So from Eddie's perspective, if he sees that that's what you're doing, he'll start special canceling into drill, usually S drill. and then that's when it becomes a little bit different. Then there's some other stuff you can do. But you know, until the Eddie starts doing that, you can basically just mash for free. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay, so here's the first situation we're going to look at. So I was wondering how much he was going to summon in neutral based on your description. So if the Eddie is summoning a neutral, this is another kind of layered game that you fall into against him. With Soul specifically, Gunflame is very good, right? Because Eddie has to somehow maneuver around it, and if he doesn't, you're just going to kill Eddie. And it's very low commitment, especially if you have meter, you can FRC it. That way Zato can't like IED over the Gunflame or something like that. Yo, thanks for stopping by, MCNA. But there is a lot of counterplay for what Eddie can do. So let's just talk about the counterplay a little bit. If you Gunflame, if he summons Eddie and then you Gunflame, he can maneuver Eddie past the Gunflame, usually by using like summon what is it, H? Wait, does he have that in this game? Does he have Eddie H in this game? The one that just goes under and moves forward? I forget now. Or yeah, it's like they like separated an excerpt, right? P moves him forward with a little bit of invul, but it's not like H, right? Yeah, he doesn't have H in this game. That's what. Yeah. So the main things that Eddie would do that Zato would do to protect Eddie against the Gunflame is he would do a drill to cancel out the Gunflame. It's almost like shielding Eddie, who ironically is already a shield for him. Or he'll move up with Eddie and Drunkard Shade it and reflect it. Both of those... Oh, right, H is the puddle. Yeah, exactly. So both of those things are a little bit tricky. They take some practice from Eddie's perspective. So a lot of the lower level Eddies won't be prepared to do that. Because the thing is, a lot of Eddies, when they're learning, they learn a very fixed sequence. So when they summon a neutral, you know, they'll be holding multiple buttons, and they're very used to doing it a certain way. Whereas those types of answers, like doing an H drill to cancel out the Gunflame, or using Drunkard Shade, they may require them to use buttons that they're already holding. They may not have access to those buttons. So, you know, it's a good kind of level 1 test against an Eddie that is, you know, just summoning a neutral. So let me just take control for a second. So it would look something like this. I mean, I dashed forward there, but, you know, something like that. And you can see there, the Eddie actually did drill, and it canceled out the Gunflame. So, but again, you get the idea here. So that's a really important tool for fighting Eddie in neutral. And also here, so he summoned, and you had already kind of committed to this run forward 5k, and then you kind of caught yourself here in this spot, and you went for the kill on Eddie. What I tend to do in these kind of situations is play very conservative, because the risk versus reward is extremely low for you. Like here, your highest reward basically, was that you were going to kill Eddie, right? Which you did. But the risk here was that you were going to get knocked down, and luckily you at least killed Eddie. You could have gotten knocked down and not killed Eddie. So the risk is very high and the reward is extremely low. So in these types of situations, I tend to not mess around and like play the gamble game, and I just get away. Because he is on a fixed timer, right? So, you know, it's not like he's just going to chase you down. You have a bunch of screen behind you, especially this specific situation. 1 or 2 IED backs, and you're going to completely neutralize the situation, right? He's going to have to unsummon, or the meter's going to run out, one or the other, and you're fine. So just in general, as a high-level strategy, I would advise against taking risks in these kinds of situations. So again, you know, you had already committed to this dash up 5k, but then after that, you were safe. My instinct would have been to jump away. Jump back, faultless, make sure you don't get tagged by Nibiru, and then just air dash back and just get out of there. And when I land, I would probably air dash back again just to make sure I'm not getting chased. And then, you know, and then go from there. Now, the other thing to talk about here that's really important is everything I just said is also dependent on how much Eddie meter he has. So everything I just said is specifically applicable to this situation where he has, let's say, 3/4 of the meter, right? He has a lot of meter left, and that's why when I said the risk is high for you, it's because if you had just gotten hit by this drill and not traded with Eddie and gotten knocked down, he would have had so much Eddie meter left, he could have meted you with Mawaru and gotten multiple mix-ups before the Eddie meter ran out, right? But what happens is if you escape this situation and neutralize it, so you jump back, you air dash back, you land, you air dash back again, now you've just killed a bunch of time, and then the risk versus reward is totally different. Then you can take a risk like ID jump S or run up 5H or something like that, because at that point the risk is still a little bit, but it's not nearly as high, because even if you get knocked down, he's not going to have access to Eddie to actually do anything meaningful with the mix-up. He's just going to like meaty drill and then, you know, do some whack mix-up with Zato alone. You know, he's going to go for a tick throw or maybe 5D or, you know, something weak like that. So, you know, it totally changes. And the thing is, if you escape this situation and just run away, he wants to unsummon. He doesn't want to let the bar run out, because if the bar runs out, it takes longer to refill. So he wants to unsummon. So that's also why if you do something like jump back, air dash back, and you waste that little bit of time, you actually put the pressure on him indirectly, because now it's like he wants to unsummon, but he's opening himself up if he does. So if you suddenly ID forward when he goes to unsummon, you're going to kill him, right? He's just going to get murdered. So then it becomes like almost a risk versus reward in your favor, whether he's going to unsummon or not. And if he doesn't unsummon, that's a small victory for you also, because then it takes forever for him to get Eddie back. So again, just you know, some ideas to think about specifically in the neutral game against neutral Eddie summon. Okay. So one thing, I'm going to go back for a second. I was just thinking about it after I saw it. So this specific situation, I don't think it's necessarily realistic that you did it here, but just so that you're aware, if you IB not far slash 2/, and he cancels into drill, which is extremely common because counter hit 2S combos into H drill. If you IB this, you can IAD and punish the drill. You create enough of a gap that you can punish. So let me see if I can show it here. I'm gonna have to recreate the IB, I think. Oh, I actually got it. That's a punish. So this is also something really important in general, to weaken his low slash. Nice. I really like using the meter to get out of the corner there. Good block. Okay. Ooh, okay, he got a lucky break there. He missed the summon. I like the stagger. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So let's look at this. Oh, but you got hit. So this might have been real because you got hit, but we can try anyway. Yeah, see? Even on hit, I hit far slash and it traded. And that's a trade in your favor because it kills Eddie. I bet 2P also works. Yeah, 2P. And again, even if it trades, this is a trade in your favor. Right? Let's try 2S. 2S might be too slow. I think 2S is too slow. But again, this is on hit. So on block, some of the stuff that's not working will probably work. We'll try to find a similar situation on block. Oh, even sweep traded. Yeah. Yeah, it was a counter hit, that's true. I was disregarding the counter hit because it's a multi-hit move, but he actually canceled the first hit, so Yeah, so that already should show you a lot of what I was saying. But we'll look for a similar situation on block, and we'll go through everything. Oh, I was like, why aren't you blocking? It's because I'm not blocking. Yo, I've disabled the replay submissions because I want to get caught up, and then I'm gonna stop for a while while Strive is new, and then at some point I'll reevaluate what I'm gonna do with the submissions, whether I'm gonna open them back up or start doing Strive submissions in some way, or something like that. So unfortunately for now, I had to turn them off. I'm gonna be too busy in the next couple of weeks, and I need to get caught up as it is already. Let me look at this again. So, I mean, this is similar to what we were talking about before. So, you obviously here you had already committed to the air dash before the summon. So, you didn't know he was going to summon, you just were already air dashing. Obviously, if you knew he was going to summon, my advice would be to not air dash and just same strategies before, just run away. Wait for the Eddy meter to get low and then take a risk. Or not, but if you're going to take a risk, that's when I would take it. In this spot where you've already committed to the air dash, so he backdashed your jump S, and then, again, my instinct is to try to just avoid the situation. I would try to jump away, especially while he's kind of scrambling after the backdash. But in that same regard, he's scrambling after the backdash, so hitting a button here, the reward is pretty good if you kill Eddy. So it does work out. I think this is totally reasonable in this type of situation. So this is another situation that comes up. You seem like you're very aware of it, because if you hit a button here, it's very likely that the drill is going to hit you, because you're so close. But you should be able to jump, and just jump away from it. So obviously you can't walk. Like, you see I'm holding back, so you can't like move. You can only move forward. But when these drills are next to you, just jump. Jump and then get away. Yeah, Daemyx. Yeah, if you jump, it should be very unlikely that it hits you. Just don't hit a button. Hitting a button is where you run into trouble a lot of the time. So there's counter hit 2S drill. I feel like you're just not using Gunflame enough in the matchup. Now, granted, he can reflect it, but it's still very important, I think. Ooh, unfortunate. I think he hit Jump H a little too soon. Yeah, he had the one-hit Shadow Gallery. Nice. Okay. This is not good. So here there's really nothing you can do. You have to just hold it. I mean, there's nothing you can do to avoid it. There's stuff you can do while you're blocking, obviously, but... Okay. Whoa! What a bait. Why didn't... You don't get anything off this? Because it wasn't counter hit, I guess? I don't know. This is like a really sick bait, but you lose points because you didn't get it. There's no conversion. This isn't even... You don't even get a combo. Oh, the right stomp was a mistake. Okay. That makes more sense then. Patience. I like this. Oh, that's not good. Oh, he could have killed you. I love that. I love that. Nice. Oh, no. No. Oh, you... What'd you do? You crouch blocked and it chipped you. You crouch blocked and it chipped you. Yeah, see, that's why I was saying, like, in these kind of spots, the best thing, like, so when the drill's behind you, you can walk forward, even though typically you don't want to because Zato's in front of you. But when the drill is in front of you, you can't walk forward and you can't walk back because of proximity block. And that's why I'm saying, Jump, you may get hit jumping here also. Let's try it. But yeah, so you can jump. That's why I'm saying like the best reaction to this situation is to jump. Because you can't walk forward and you can't walk back. But you can jump. So that's just something that with more experience you can develop the muscle memory, you know, the instinct. That was only the first game. All right, we're gonna go faster through these two. I think we already talked about a lot. I want to just find one situation where he's summoned on block. So this Eddie looks pretty good actually. They are mixing up. They're doing mostly drills in their block strings, so which makes the few times that they're gonna summon in a block string better. Even though I don't really think they've done it too much. That okay here, perfect. And this is like the weakest one, right? 2p2k into summon. Oh well, you didn't block, you got hit. But actually, you know what? I'm gonna play it back from before this, and I'm gonna block it so that we can look at it on block. Okay, so sweep doesn't reach. Oh, the P is going through 2S. Yeah, I mean, the P might be tough. I mean, ideally, you would use something that would hit Eddie if he does P. Yeah, he's too far for far slash is the problem. This is kind of a weird situation because he's so far. I mean, the best... So, the other thing that I didn't really talk about at the beginning when I said that, like, the summons are fake. So I talked about how the summons are fake, and then what he can do if you're mashing on the summons is he can cancel into drill to frame trap you. The answer to both situations is to just jump away. Jump away is basically always going to work. If you're really close, maybe he does like Nibiru or something like that to catch your jump. But jumping away will basically always work. So, you know, if you're ever not sure what to do and you see him cancel into a special, you can always just jump away. Alright, that was good. You killed Eddie. I'm going to look for another situation where it's a little closer. Because the 2k there was like super far. Nice conversion. I love the stagger. Very nice. I like the backdash. So your idea was good. You backdashed, and then you got hit airborne, which is great, but you didn't tech, so it didn't really do you any good. If you had teched here, it would have been great. He had great reaction here to confirm into all this. Jesus. Yeah, this Eddie seems pretty good. Jeez, you're dead. God damn. Does this guy go by a different name? I don't think I've heard of this name, JG. They go by something else. All right, nice Gunflame. So you do use Gunflame. So this is classic. Like, he's literally just sitting here, and you ID'd. So you know you were talking about getting beat up by like the anti-airs. I mean, this is kind of on you. He wasn't really doing anything. If he's just sitting there being patient like that, just run up and you know, far slash or sweep, or just run up all the way in 2p, something like that. If he's being extra patient, obviously you can't air dash. He's Chilean, I see. So Gunflame? Is that what you try to do? Okay, yeah, you try to Gunflame. Okay. So that's great. That's what I would have done also. The only thing, going back to that one more time... Yeah, so I would have, like, you jumped back, I would have just Gunflamed immediately. I mean, he did H-Drill, so it would have got canceled, but then you are more free to try to, like, hit Eddie. But yes, unfortunately you got counter hit out of it, but the idea was perfect. Nice. Yeah, I mean, just in general, it looks like you're trying to contest Eddie a lot, which... Again, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but the risk versus reward is can be a little bit sketchy in a lot of those spots. But waiting until the eddy meter is almost empty makes it a lot better, which it seems like that's maybe what you're doing. So, so again, the counter poke 2P 2K summon. So actually, let me look at this again because I think you're a little bit closer this time. You're still out of far slash range though. Yeah. Oh, but he did Moaru this time. Yeah, see, so far slash trades with the Moaru. I think like most things will trade with the Moaru here. Yeah, I mean, sweep just wins. I think 2P will just win. Yeah. 5K probably. Yeah. 2S trades. 5H does not. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the thing is, like, most lower level eddies will just do Moaru, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. When you play against a lower level eddy, it's something you should really be ready to do. This eddy actually looks good, so this is like the first we're really seeing that, which is good. They're doing it very reserved, you know? It's still something you want to do sometimes, but most eddy players, that's kind of like the day one eddy stuff that you learn. Then the better eddies, you know, learn some of the safer stuff to do. Nice. Oh, you want the hit so bad. Okay, so this is another extremely common one. This is the one I wanted to see if he did. So 5H summon. This is the one with the most block stun. So let's look at this one. And he's doing summon P. Yeah, so you can also ID. See, like the thing is, you can 2P and still block. I think if he does Eddie P. I got blocked that one time, right? Yeah, I mean, it just pushes you so far back. Yeah, I mean, the invuln, you could delay it, I guess. But that's hard. Yeah, I mean, the most universal answer is just going to be to jump away when you see the special cancel. And the thing is, Eddie P is such a small hitbox, it's pretty easy to jump away from. But, I thought one time I got 2P and then I was able... Oh, yeah, there. So, yeah, it seems like you can even go for the 2P against Moaru and still block if he does Eddie P. But, yeah. That's kind of the idea. You know, those are kind of the wheel of options. Oh, nice escape. Perfect. That was beautiful. Escape the pressure and then Gunflame. Nice. I was already preparing to say nice at your defense there. So you're like hesitating a little bit to Gunflame. You should just Gunflame right away. Once you see Eddie, you should just Gunflame right away. Now again, he's doing some advanced stuff like what I was talking about at the very beginning, where he's covering Gunflame by doing H drill immediately, and then he's walking Eddie forward. So the H drill here is designed to cancel out a Gunflame. But I think you should still, you know, you should still threaten it. Now, if he's going to do this every time, then what you did is perfect. You just, you know, escaped and just keep IDing back. He actually anti-aired you with Moaru, but yeah. I mean, he's doing some more, you know, advanced Eddie stuff. But I want to make sure I talk about, you know, some of the lower level Eddie stuff also, since I would say the majority of the Eddies you fight are going to be lower level than this. Yeah, see, I would not mess with this drill. I would just get out of there. I know you want to hold the corner, but if anything, neutral jump to hold the corner. But yeah, swinging into that drill. So one other thing, which is probably more of a general thing for you. So here you dashed forward, you saw the drill, you tried to block. You didn't faultless break, though. You got a faultless break. Very important in this matchup, especially because of the drills. But I would definitely practice faultless breaking. It'll make a big difference just in general in your gameplay in general. It'll give you much better control over your movement. Nice, nice. So he tried to do the same 2P 2K, but the 2K was out of range, so you weren't in block stun. On point with reflex, yeah. Got conditioned to not do it, yeah. If he's reflecting a lot in your pressure, just start doing Bandit Bringer. And see if he's actually reacting to the Gunflame or just reacting to special canceling. It's actually kind of the same idea as, you know, him summoning versus doing drill. It's like the same thing. Is he actually reacting to the Gunflame or is he just seeing you special cancel? Oh, nice. Okay, you did a faultless break there. But be careful though, because it looks like you faultless break standing. So I would practice faultless breaking with down back. Here you like faultless break standing and then slid to down back. You can just do it straight on down back, and it's a little bit cleaner, and then, you know, you don't have those couple frames where you're standing. In most matchups, it doesn't really matter, because most characters don't have lows from that range, but this is a perfect example of a matchup where it can matter, because the drill's a low. And here you kind of put yourself in a bad spot. You IED'd from like super far away, and there was just nobody home. Ooh, stop falling. Okay. I was just gonna say, don't be afraid of DP in some of these spots while he's flying. That was fantastic. It's not something you want to do all the time, but it's great to check them when they're just trying to waste time up there. Make them scared of it. I love that. I love the hesitation. This was beautiful. This goes back to that other round where he was just sitting there and you IED'd and got 2H'd. I mean, what do you think he's looking for here, right? He's sitting here waiting for you to IED so you can 2H. So this was beautiful. This was absolutely textbook perfect beautiful. He's looking for the anti-air. You do something very low committal. You dash up and block, making sure you're not running into a drill, something like that. And then you see he's sitting there and you just run in more. He's looking for a jump. You just run in more. Everything has a counter. Even something as simple as him looking for your anti-air, you can take advantage of that. And this is perfect. This is exactly what you want to do. Beautiful. Nice pickup. Yo, Shy Guy Link, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Ooh, those. So if he's already shown you that he's good at reflecting, these really far-range Gunflames I would stay away from. This, I'm shocked that he did not reflect this. Maybe he was scared you were going to FRC and IED over it or something, but I'm shocked that he did not reflect this. I also don't know how many games you played. Maybe this was like deeper in the set, and you hadn't been doing Gunflame from that range, so he was looking for, you know, it's like a next level thing, where because it was so far that it was a bad Gunflame, now all of a sudden he was looking for Bandit Bringer, so that's possible also. But just in general, those kind of Gunflames scare me, because that's like it's like against Potemkin, it's just a free flick. Granted, against Potemkin, it's way worse to give him a free flick than it is to let Eddie reflect. But yeah, and it's possible he was scared of the FRC. Yo, Gooberman, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. Hanging out. We're doing a replay review marathon, trying to get through the backlog before Strive comes out. Nice. See, again, these IEDs, I think you're getting yourself into trouble here with these really far, like, look at how far you are here. This to me, it's like, I'm going to use the term Hail Mary, which maybe is a little extreme, but it's that same idea where it's like the round is almost over, you're just looking for a hit, but it's like the risk versus reward on this is like not great. You're just so far away. Let me go back for a second. Did he summon? Yeah, you had already kind of started doing this when he summoned. But yeah, I don't know. This air dash is just it just screams to me like you're just desperate, you know? That's the same idea. Like, like, you don't have to go in. Don't go in on his terms. Go in on your terms. You know, like, you're the life lead here. Yeah, he has the life lead, but it's irrelevant. There's plenty of time on the clock. It's not going to come down to time. The most important thing in this situation is that you fight on your terms, not on his. And by throwing yourself at him, you're just letting him control the situation. Don't feel like you have to go towards him. Wait until he summons Eddie. Run away or kill Eddie if you have the opportunity. You know, gun flame. You know, keep him away from you. And then when the Eddie meter's low, or when you kill Eddie, you know, then you move in, and you know, then you are putting the onus on him to keep you out, and you can play the game of, you know, am I gonna advance on the ground, or am I gonna ID? Am I gonna gun flame? You know, what am I gonna do? You know, how am I gonna approach? Whereas in these spots, you're just kind of putting it. You're just pushing all your chips in, but he has all of his tools available. He's got Eddie available. He's, you know, you're not even taking a quote-unquote good risk where it's likely to work. You're taking like a, you know, kind of a weaker risk where the odds are low. The odds of success are low. So, and you can just see how you keep putting yourself into bad positions. So I think that's probably your biggest issue in the neutral is just you need more patience, and be more controlled about when you engage. You know, it's like, yeah, you do have to rush him down to some extent, but it's not like he's gonna zone you to death. You know what I mean? As long as you don't back yourself into the corner, you want to keep the fight mid-screen so that if he summons in neutral, you have screen behind you to run. And again, keep in mind that if he summons and doesn't lock you down in some way, like if he summons in neutral and you just run away, you just ID back, ID back, ID back, ID back, and he can't get Eddie to like Moara you in or get you locked down in some way, H-drill or something, at some point he has to unsummon. He doesn't have to, but he wants to. And so those are the moments at the end of the Eddie meter where you will want to engage him. You know what I mean? Make sure you're engaging on terms where the risk versus reward is at its best for you. As opposed to just, you know, he just summoned and you try to kill Eddie with a 2P or something. And if you get counter hit, you're just going to explode. You know, he's going to get a combo into a knockdown, then he's going to get a mix up with Eddie, etc., etc. So try to think about the, you know, the difference in the risk versus reward versus, you know, as far as like when you choose to engage with him. Just taking some notes here. Okay, let's see here. Give me a second, just doing some housekeeping, making sure I stay organized here. Okay. All right. Next up. So what time is it? 11:30? All right, we'll do a bunch more. We still have plenty of time. All right, so next up we're going to do Peripheral playing Soul. So we're going to look at another Soul here. Peripheral Soul. Let's go here. And let's make a marker. All the Weave Cup regulars, yeah. All right, so Peripheral Soul. So Peripheral, I've been talking to a lot, actually. Peripheral is local to me. He actually sold me his old video card, which is being used right now in the new computer until I can... 3080s don't exist right now. I don't know if you guys realize they're like figments of your imagination. They're like, unicorns and, dragons. It's like a mythical creature. But someday, if they ever do exist, I'm going to replace it. But for now, Peripheral sold me his old graphics card because he lives like 30 minutes south of me. So he actually resubmitted these replays. And I don't think... We've talked a lot... we were talking a lot just about the graphics card and, computer stuff. And then we talked about Guilty Gear. So we were talking about some stuff on Discord already. So I don't think he provided... Oh, he did provide notes. What am I talking about? They're right here. Okay. So, just a little bit of background on Peripheral. He played Street Fighter V quite a bit, but this is his first Guilty Gear game. Feels like he's struggling containing people in neutral and getting offense started. He also said, let me see here. Yeah, he's having trouble getting safe jumps also, potentially, so we'll see how that plays out. That can definitely be a struggle if you come from a different game and you're not used to the different wake-up timings, and you're trying to play a character with a safe jump that requires manual timing. It can definitely take some practice. It's the kind of thing where you might need to go into training mode and look at some different characters' wake-up timings and get a feel for, how to safe jump them. But, yeah, it can be a little weird coming from other games. Seth, remind if I resubmit my replays, or is it too late? You can resubmit them, but the form is closed. You are literally the last replay, Seth. You were the last one who made it in before I closed submissions. So I don't know that you're going to happen tonight. I was going to try to get through all of them tonight, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I might do more tomorrow. So let's maybe talk in DM or something, and I'll figure out a way for you to send them to me, maybe on Discord or something. But, okay. Anyway, let's get into this. So this is Peripheral playing Soul. So we have a variety of matches here. We actually have Railgun here playing Milia as well. So alright. Okay. So first thing I'm noticing right away is the very simple type of approach here, basically just, running forward and sometimes jumping. So definitely makes sense from a Street Fighter standpoint. I don't know if Peripheral is comfortable IEDing. Nice. Good awareness to know that super doesn't have a hitbox. Sometimes people don't have experience against Dizzy, and they see that super and they just block. They don't realize it's a grab. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. IDing is a pretty important kind of dimension to be comfortable with as far as approaching and just movement in general. So if Peripheral's not comfortable with that, it's definitely something I would practice in training mode. Make sure, you're comfortable with that, because it's the kind of thing where it's got to be instinctual. When you want to air dash, you just air dash. Nice air to air. Very nice. So I like the patience. Yeah, the thing is with Dizzy, if you're too patient, she can kind of keep going. Okay, yeah, the Dizzy's throw game is very good. Okay. That was dangerous, but it worked. So one little thing here. Nice FRC, but the dash is very slow here. Look at how, look, you waited for 19 frames before you even started inputting the dash. So Peripheral, when I don't know if you're here now, but when you watch this, definitely check out my short video on how to do a dash out of FRC. it will make your Gunflame FRC much stronger. Much stronger. Okay. So one other thing against Dizzy, typically when the fish is out, if you get near her like this, you don't really want to try to hit her for exactly this reason. The fish is just going to hit you, or even worse, your hitbox is going to hit the fish instead of her, and, you know, you're not going to hit her. So typically, if you get near her and you want to do something offensive, you want to try to throw, because that is going to have no bearing on the fish. Or rather, the fish won't have any bearing on that. But yeah, what you could have done here is canceled immediately into sweep and maybe tried to low profile the fish. Yeah, the first hit maybe, yeah. So, you know, there's stuff you can do to counterplay the fish, but in general, it's better just try to throw. Okay, I like the patience there to just jump in and faultless. So just in general, just in these first 2 rounds, again, like, so, you know, you're back here, you're full screen, you're running, and you are either just running all the way, or from this range, you're running and jumping. I would think about your movement in a more granular fashion, instead of this all in, like, okay, I'm going in, and then start to finish, you're just moving the whole way in. You can move, you know, look at faultless breaking if you're not familiar with faultless breaking, which I covered in I think the throw video I made, how to faultless break. I think it was in there. But effectively, you just tap FD while you're dashing, and it breaks you immediately. You stop on a dime. So, you know, you can get much more granular, much more you know, precise with your movement, and not as much committal to, you know, just moving in all at once. And also, it let you move in, you know, to like here and then stop, see that she did a fish, back up, reset, you know, that kind of thing. Also, you can just stop and then gunflame to try to trade with the fish, stuff like that. But you're really like committing fully every time you start to move in. I've already seen that a few times just in these first round and a half. So there, obviously, it was okay because she was knocked down. Although that wasn't a guaranteed knockdown, I don't think, right? It was after a burst. She just chose not to tech. So also here, you tech twice backwards. We'll keep an eye on this. I don't know if you always just instinctively tech backwards, but don't be afraid to tech forward sometimes also. Especially this first tech. Here, this would have been a great place to tech forward because she moved in. So if you had teched forward here, you would have teched over her head. She tried to cover it, but I think if you had teched forward, you would have gone right over. I mean, we could test that real quick, actually. Yeah, you just go right over. So, you know, teching forward, it's not something you always want to do because it's, you know, people tend to protect against that more because it's the better tech to get out of the corner. But it is something that you want to do sometimes, at least, to threaten getting out of the corner. Okay, nice. Oof, yeah. See, again, you know, you got burst away and you just running jump. Don't be afraid to advance on the ground. Let's look at this even a little bit more. So the thing with the fish is, and maybe we'll see if this is a pattern in the other matchups also. Maybe you're doing this specifically against Dizzy because you're trying to go over the fish, which makes sense on the surface, but as you can see, it's just not practical because she recovers. She didn't even need to do this ice needle. She could have just anti-aired you, right? She didn't have to do anything here. She recovers so quick. So, you know, one thing to keep in mind, the fish count as like hitting something. So you have all your cancel options when you hit a fish. So for example, you know, you could just run and you know, even do something like this to hit the fish. If I can time it right. I'm not even trying to do 6H, I'm trying to do 5H. Oh, I'm trying to, okay, I just need to hold forward. So you can do something like this, And if you see the fish, just kill it and jump cancel. Right? Very low committal, reset back to neutral. You could jump forward if you want, pretty safe. But yeah, I think you're just committing to the jump, and you don't really have to. That's what I was trying to do the first time. 5P also. And the thing is, because you have all your cancel options, you can Gatling. So you can do something like this and try to hit her. Right? So this is like a really useful thing against Dizzy. Again, not something you want to do all the time. You want to use that in moderation, but it is a good option. Okay, nice. Nice. You got these against the lightweights. Okay, close. Okay, so this is a very awkward spot, but I'm going to use it as an example. So to be very clear, she could have teched this. This was not a guaranteed knockdown, but we're going to ignore that, and we're just going to look at this knockdown situation. So in these situations, and again, this is, I'm going to explain this, under the assumption that this is a weird thing coming from a Street Fighter background, right? In Street Fighter, you would just meaty them and, and be happy, or you would bait a reversal or whatever. In this game, you can't really do that because you get thrown on wake up, right? So the thing is, you kind of saw the knockdown and then you jumped, but she was already up by the time you jumped, so it was very easy for her to just anti-air you. In this case, she air grabbed you, which is probably the most consistent. She could have did 2S, 6P. It was not a good spot for you. And the problem here is that you didn't recognize the situation fast enough, and by the time you jumped, it was just way too late. So better than jumping here would be to just walk back out of throw range and then meaty. So if you find yourself in this kind of spot where you get a weird knockdown, and it's not a knockdown where you have kind of known options that you understand, you're not really sure what to do, just walk slightly back out of throw range and then meaty. Especially against a character like Dizzy, who doesn't have good reversals. All she can really do is wake up super, which it doesn't even do that much damage. So, it's a pretty safe meaty. So I would just like walk back and then maybe 6P, or walk back in 2D if you want to check their low block. You could do like 2D into Force Break Fafnir if you want to check their low block. But yeah, just in general, this jump is like very, very weak because you waited too long, basically. You just didn't see it fast enough. I guess it's better just Gunflame, not even, because you're going to be in throw range. The problem is, by the time it was kind of already... By the time the situation was already kind of understood of what was happening, because I'm going to make an assumption here that Peripheral knew that this was not a knockdown. So, let me go back for a second. So, I think Peripheral knew this wasn't going to be a knockdown. So, under the assumption that they were going to tech, Peripheral dashed forward, which is good. If you think they're going to back tech or neutral tech, dashing forward is great. The problem is they didn't tech, and now it's like, well, shit. Now I'm point blank. What do I do? And there was like a hesitation here, and then it was like, well, I don't want to get thrown, so I'm going to jump. But the problem is you waited too long. So now you can't threaten a normal fast enough, and you just get air thrown, right? And Gunflame from here, you're still point blank. You're just going to get thrown. So... in these kind of weird spots, the best thing would be to just back up out of throw range and meet them. And it doesn't take much to walk out of throw range either. You don't have to walk that far. Great block. Great block. They're going to do the fake cross-up this time? Oh, I want to see the fake cross-up. But you got hit by the normal cross-up, so... Jump? Oh. What were you doing? I think that was your break animation, wasn't it? Yeah, it was your break animation. You can hear it, too. Yeah, right there. So I think you could still jump this. I think it looks like you didn't try. Yeah, you didn't try. You were hitting S. Because it looks like you tried to hit S before, but I think it didn't come out because you got your break animation. But I think that actually saved you. I think you could have jumped. Yeah. Yeah, because you can jump cancel the break animation. So yeah, weird situation, but your S didn't, your 2S didn't come out there because you got your break animation because you went to down forward. Actually, hold on. Let me see this again. No, that's not true because you can cancel the break animation. You can cancel the break animation into a button also. Why didn't this come out, actually? Oh, because it was during the super freeze. That's why it didn't come out. Yeah, so you needed to just jump. You needed to just jump. Yeah, it looks like you tried to DP, and it got eaten by the super freeze, and then you tried to DP after the freeze, but you could have just jumped. And that's maybe just unfamiliarity. You don't know about the super. But yeah, the super is a grab. Alright, let's move on to the next one. So I want to keep an eye on that approach stuff. And just see, you know, if that was a dizzy thing because of the fish, or if you're using that type of approach in other matchups as well. Perf talks to me a lot about being able to punish people for jumping out of his pressure. What are some options to do instead of ending his strings with Gunflame? Alright, we can maybe look at that after in training mode super quick. Remind me when we're done with this. So yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, it's been 5 seconds in the round and we've seen it twice already, so it's kind of what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. So like here, you did from full screen, right, running jump. You saw that she moved under you, you try to double jump back towards her. Then, in this spot, she gets pushed away, you jump again. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you are not comfortable with IDing. I would definitely practice IDing, because a lot of these spots where you're doing running jumps, just IDing would have been better. Like, here she anti-aired you with far slash, which that's like not really a real thing. But yeah, just in general, IDing is just going to be a better approach. Typically when you jump, it's more, you know, from a closer range. The running jump like this, it's just so telegraphed. It's so you have so much time to react. And in a game where, you know, your command normals have upper body invuln, it's just too easy to react, basically. So I would definitely practice IDing and look at replacing some of those running jumps with IEDs. What did you try to do here? So you set up this jump pretty good. Oh, you missed. Wait, try to air dash? No. Okay, so if you're gonna land in low, you don't have to dash when you land. I don't know if you're trying to maybe chase a back dash. That's the only way that this really would make sense. You can just land and just 2K. If you're gonna land in low. Okay. So after this knockdown, you can get a safe jump here. It's the same as like the other ones. You just walk forward a tiny bit, and then jump forward. So she happened to parry on wake up, but against Jam you can also do jump H, so that she parries. She has to parry both. Yo, what's up, JJ? So yeah, jump H can be good against Jam specifically, but yeah. Be aware of that knockdown and how to pressure off that knockdown. Okay, nice. Ooh, she backdashed the wild throw, but that was a good option. Ow. Okay, she missed. So we talked at the very beginning of the replays about back throw versus throw OS. I think it's totally reasonable to try to back throw here because the ward is higher, you get the corner. But obviously, if you had done throw OS, it would have been better because she did jump it. So, you know, the reward would have been higher on the back throw, but the risk is lower if you throw OS. Yeah, see, if I throw OS, she just gets easily hit. You get a combo or whatever. So keep that in mind. Careful with Banditbringer against Jam. It's kind of easy to parry on reaction, but she didn't do it there. Ooh, did you try to bait the burst? That's what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like you just straight up tried to bait the burst. Okay, good try. She was pretty high, so I don't know if it was possible to convert off that really high air-to-air. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so when this hits backwards, I think you can still just running jump and get a save jump. Yeah, you definitely can. You actually have to run a lot. Yeah. So what might be best is to run and then neutral jump. So in this game, if you run a neutral jump, this is a neutral jump. You actually still get a decent amount of forward momentum. So to help time it, it might be better to run and then neutral jump. Now I'm jumping too late, I think. Oh, I need to rewind it more because I can't time the dash here. Oh my god. Is that round one? Here it is. Okay, here we go. Yeah, you definitely have to run a bit. There we go. So maybe neutral jump doesn't go far enough. So I think maybe you do just want a regular jump. There we go. That was good. But yeah. There we go. So yeah. It looks like you're just not familiar enough with how to set up Oki on some of the knockdowns. Because the problem with what you did here is that there's no high-low here. It's just, you just see the air dash and it's just a high. And, I mean, here she parried, but if I was her, I would have just 6P'd. The parry is, like, completely unnecessary. I would have just 6P'd you. It's just no need to parry, really. But it still was good. Okay, so this is another really good example of what we were talking about before. So here, the Bandit Revolver missed, and this is the same kind of thing where you jumped, but it's too late. She didn't punish you for it, but she could have. She could have just air grabbed you. She could have 6P'd you on the way down. You know, it's too late. Once the Bandit Revolver missed, you basically messed your Oki up. You gotta just give it up. So it's another good example of a spot where I would just walk back and melee them. There might be still enough time in that spot where you can walk back and gunflame. And then, you know, it's jam, she might parry it, blah, blah, blah. But the idea is that it's too late to jump. So if you're not sure that the Bandit Revolver is going to hit, just don't do it, because you still get basically the same Oki off the sweep. You just walk forward a tiny bit and then jump, and you get a safe jump. So... yeah, that's plus. Okay. Yeah, see, again, I mean, this just... Now that we're talking about it, it's just like every knockdown, you're not you're not effectively pressuring after the knockdown. So like this sweep, another example, you just walk forward a tiny bit. Here I'd probably walk forward and neutral jump just because of the how close you are. Oh my god, neutral jump. But look, oh, and perfect, because she actually DP'd, so you can even see that this is a safe jump. So, you know. Oh, she didn't even get reversal. But yeah, you can see how this is a safe jump. You can also just... I like to walk forward as Soul, because it helps me time it, because once I see him walking, then I just jump, and it's good. You don't have to walk forward. You can just delay and then jump. And this will also be, you know, it's the same thing. The point is you just need to wait a tiny bit. You need to kill some time somehow. So, you know, you were so close that you don't really want to walk. So, but you could just delay it, and this is a safe jump. Does that make sense? And then, of course, I'm not going to be able to show it here because she's DPing, but, you know, you don't have to do the safe jump. You threaten the safe jump with the timing, but you can also do a high-low by doing, you know, a late air dash or a low. I'm trying to do the air dash, but obviously you're not going to be able to see it because she's DPing. So, but yeah, it just seems like you need to look at your Oki situations a little bit more, because off of a lot of these knockdowns, you're not really getting as much as you could be getting. And it's really important as Soul, when you get a knockdown, that you continue to convert off of additional damage. Great conversion. Fantastic conversion. Even this is very subtle. I don't know how intentional this was, but this is actually fantastic that you did 2H here to close out the round, because this is burst safe. I don't know if you realize that, but you could have even done it slightly sooner so that it hit higher. The idea is that you want the 2H to hit as high as possible, but she would not have been able to burst this at all. So... nice neutral jump. Okay, so one other thing. We've seen this a couple times. I hadn't talked about it yet because I wanted to find a better spot to talk about it, and this was like perfect. So you neutral jumped. You neutral jumped right here. So you hit 5k. I would just go straight into sweep. It seems like your instinct is to do the chain here and do slash into H. But this is exactly the problem, right? Once you get them this far away, you can't get a knockdown anymore. They're just too far. So this is a very common theme in Guilty Gear that basically every character follows. It's like a basic principle of Guilty Gear, is that you generally sacrifice some damage in your combo to get a better knockdown. The stronger knockdown is more important than the immediate damage, because the idea is that the stronger knockdown is going to indirectly lead to more damage. So you sacrifice, you know, let's say 10 damage, I'm just throwing out a random number. You sacrifice 10 damage, but you get such a strong mix-up that 50% of the time you're going to do another 100 damage. Whereas here, we got the extra immediate damage, but then you got nothing off it. I mean, here she bursts, but the pressure that you get off this situation after is extremely weak. Extremely weak, right? So, the bottom line here, the point of this is that the goal always should be to get the knockdown. And if you're not sure how much you can do and still get the knockdown, then just get the knockdown as fast as possible. So like here, this is again like a perfect example. You hit this jump S, you hit 5k. Now you've mentally confirmed I am hitting her, because I think she actually could have blocked this. But now you've had mental time to hit confirm it. Just go straight into sweep, because here it's unclear just how far away she's going to be, right? Like, were you going to get close slash or far slash here? It was a little bit unclear. You did wind up getting close slash, so you could have optimized this by doing 5k close slash sweep, but the close slash is adding so little damage. Do you even need do you even need that damage? You know what I mean? If you're potentially going to miss the opportunity to get the sweep by doing the slash, it's not worth it. Just get the knockdown as efficiently as possible. So here I would have literally just done 5k sweep. But yeah. The Fafnir is just such a weak way to end a combo. Great block. Okay, good burst. Yeah, see, again, I don't want to keep harping on this, but just to continue to show it. This run, look, full screen, run forward, jump. Very telegraphed. Look, she had all the time in the world. She tried to anti-air you with Far Slash. I mentioned last round or 2 rounds ago that's not real. Here we see how it's not real. But she could have hit 6p, and it would have been very, very easy for her to anti-air you here. So I think the 2 biggest things that we're seeing is you need to look at your movement and get more comfortable with faultless breaking to get more precision in your movement, and also IDing to give yourself better approaches, better angles on your approaches. Yo, what's up, Horse? How you doing? Okay, DP. You ID'd here. Yeah, you tried to do ID jump S. Okay, so you obviously do know how to ID. So yeah. The OTG kill. Rough. Alright, let's look at this one real quick. Nice. Jump P to avoid the 6P. So broken. Great defense. Until I said that. So I'll just mention it since I'm seeing it here. It wasn't a problem here, but since I just spotted it, just talked about this in the last review. Get into the habit when you jump out of pressure, faultless, at least on the way up until you have time to assess the situation. You should be faultlessing here. It's just a really good habit. Again, here it didn't matter, but it's a good habit to develop. As I say that, I'm realizing, in Strive you're not gonna have to do that, but for this game and for Exerd, very important that you faultless on the way up, and then assess the situation, and then you can decide, do I want to air dash? Do I want to double jump? Do I want to hit a button? Do I want to continue to faultless on the way down? Do I want to use some kind of air special? Etc. Yeah, whose Millie is this? Nice anti-air. Beautiful. So, I'm guessing you missed your 5k here? Yeah, you tried to 5k too soon and you hadn't recovered yet? Yeah, you hadn't recovered yet. It's okay, though. Ooh, missed attack. Good patience. Patience. Great defense. Yeah, see, so again, so here, this is all perfect. Great defense. You notice that the disc was whiffing. You realize this was your opportunity to get out. I would have maybe jumped forward, but regardless, this jump is also fine, but you should faultless on the way up. Again, it didn't matter here, but just develop good habits. And then, you double jumped, which was kind of committal. The idea was good, but the problem is against Milia. Milia is really hard to double jump bait. It's hard to bait her anti-air with a double jump because a lot of the time she anti-airs with 5p or 5k, and when you double jump, she just recovers and does it again. So against Milia, I would just concentrate on getting out of the corner, which is why I said my instinct would be to jump forward when it's time to escape. You can see how this just didn't really work. She just whiffed the 5k and then just hit 5k again. If you hit jump S, it might have worked, but I think if she would have hit 5p, it would have beat both. So I like standing over the pin. Ooh. So this is just matchup experience, but if you jump when she does hair card, just hit jump S, you would have just hit her on the way down. She would have come underneath you and you would have just hit her with jump S. You didn't commit to anything. You actually could have just blocked low when you landed, but you were blocking high, so you got hit. You were holding back. It is a low. So just a little matchup inexperience there. Not a big deal. Again, we see the just jump from full screen and faultless. I mean, that is a way to get in, but it's not a good way to get in. Oh wow, that 2H missed. It's a good idea. I like the idea. Great defense. Fantastic defense. Yeah, so Railgun's been doing a little bit of, this is already like the third one we've seen where, doing something into the roll if the Milia is abusing this against you, if you're playing too patiently and they start abusing this, you got to start looking for it and either grab her or hit a button or something like that. It can be tough to think about in the moment, though. Yeah, good try. I mean, I want to talk a little bit more about, like, anti-airs and stuff like that, but, you know, you just need to, you know, it's like, you just need general experience still before you can start looking at stuff like that. You just need to get more comfortable. Like, the fact that your movement is not really where it could be, as far as, like, faultless braking and stuff like that, it's like, it's not even worth it to start looking at anti-airs, because once your movement gets better, your anti-air game is naturally going to get better, because you're going to put yourself in the right spots to be anti-airing people. So it's like not even worth it to look at that stuff yet until you get your movement better. But it's also something I would look at. I mean, this round went really well. Oh no, not like this. Not like this. Can I talk about how I jump out of all this pressure? Yeah, we'll look at a little bit of that in training mode. Nice, okay. The low profile. Okay, I like that burst because of the pin. And that time you block the hair car, very good. See, so like here, it's almost like, I get the impression that, like here, you don't really like know what to do. Not here. Oh, well, yeah, it was there, actually. Because you're just, like, kind of standing there. I mean, sometimes you do just want to stand there and see what they do. But, again, because of the pin here, I would have dash blocked. I would have dashed up and faultless. Oh, that was a good dash, faultless break. You hesitated on hitting a button, but the idea was correct. Okay. Got mixed up. That's going to happen sometimes. Nice DP. Nice. So one little optimization here. Let me just see. Yeah, so after you do DP-RC, you want to dash up a little bit, because they're going to get pushed back by the DP, and you put them in enough block stun that you have time to dash. So just a small optimization, because you can actually use this as like a mix-up. You can just dash up and do 2P, and then it's like a mix-up of, you know, am I going to frame trap? Am I going to wild throw you? That kind of thing. Okay. Nice defense. Oof. Oh, it didn't even combo. So, like, this was very good. You dashed up, but then you jumped back. If you had done a faultless break here, you'd have been in a perfect spot to 5k anti-air. Which may have gotten stuff by the pin, depending on the timing, but... Yeah, running jump, put yourself in a bad spot now, yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's look in training mode real quick. Alright, so let's talk about jumping out of soul pressure. So let's do melee on one player side, soul on two player side. Okay, so my buttons are not set correctly. Yo, Phantom. How's it going? Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Cord enemy, play memory. Okay. So Soul is he's a very frame trapping kind of character, right? Because of Wild Throw, right? So yeah, the field color. You wanna look in training mode at strings that are designed to beat jump. It is very important that you understand how to stop people from jumping out of your pressure for exactly that reason. So the most common ways, if you generalize it, let's abstract it out to just how do you stop someone from jumping regardless of your character. There are basically two main ways, right? Number one is you create a small gap that is small enough that they can start their jump, but not big enough that they actually get their jump. In other words, the gap is small enough that you hit their pre-jump animation. Okay, that's number one. Number two is you do a block string with no gap, but it has a low. So if they are trying to jump in the middle of your string, they will then become in a state of stand blocking, and your low will hit them. If you only do mids, they can literally hold up back while they are blocking, and they will jump out as soon as there is a gap. Okay, so let's look at that one first. We'll look at them in the reverse order. Let's look at the low one first, because I think this is the easiest one to implement. So, for example, if I do something like this. So this, let me record it. Okay. So if you look at my inputs here, I'm gonna block, and then once I start blocking, I'm gonna hold down forward. Okay. This is a really good way to test if something is a true block string or not. So you see how I'm holding down forward? There's no gap in this block string. So even though I'm holding down forward, I'm still blocking low. Okay? So now I want you to look at my inputs. I'm going to block, and I'm going to hold up back. Okay? See how I'm holding up back? And actually, I let go. Let me do it even longer. So I'm going to jump as soon as the block stun ends. So you see this? I'm holding up back that entire time. Now what you'll notice is that as soon as I start holding up back, Millia is stand blocking. You see that as well? So if I'm Millia and I think there's a gap, I try to jump, I'm stand blocking. Now, a really good player with really good defense is going to tap up back and then immediately go back to down back. And if they do it with a good timing, the time that they are not crouch blocking will be extremely little, and it may not even be possible for you to hit them low during that time. So it could look something like this. So you see my inputs? I hit up back, but Millia never stood up. You didn't even see her stand up, did you? Never stood up. And yet I attempted to jump. Okay? So there I actually did, there was a point where I was standing. So just to be clear, you know, your window to hit them may be very small, but it's going to depend on the player and how good their defense is. Okay? So now I'm going to do a similar string, but I'm going to put a low in it, okay? And maybe we'll do multiple lows even. Let's do like this. Okay? So we did mid-low, mid-low, okay? Now if I try to jump, so again, let's do the whole thing again. I'm going to start blocking, and I'm going to hold down forward. No, not like that. So notice I'm holding down forward, but I'm still blocking. So again, that means that there's no gap in the string. This is a true block string, okay? But now if I hold up back, I get hit because I'm not crouch blocking. Is this all making sense so far? And so now I can try to jump out, and if I do it quick enough, I'm still safe. But depending on my timing, I may still get hit. See this? Very, very important. Very, very important. Okay? This is why whenever I'm telling people, you know, about pressure with soul, I think 2P2K is one of the most important soul strings, because it turns this into a mix-up. Because now, instead of doing this, you can start doing this. And if they get hit by the 2K, you get a combo off of it. So that's number one, okay? Let's look at one more string that's very useful for this idea, where, again, the idea that we're covering right now is a true block string with a low, okay? So you can do something like this. Wait, how do you... Oh. What? I think I'm doing it too fast. There we go. So this is really good. If they stand up, you get a huge combo off this, right? So this is good when you're trying to check their low block in the middle of a true block string. However, now we're going to transition to the first point I made, which is you can do a string with a small gap and let them try to jump and hit their pre-jump. And this, the sweep, is also good for that purpose, okay? So the idea here is we want to look for strings where we can delay a Gatling and Gatling into sweep late. Something like this. I thought 5H was had a long Gatling window as well. But it's not as big as I thought it was. But 2H is the easiest one to see. So we could do something like this. Okay. So now we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna block and I'm gonna hold down forward, and we're gonna see if it's a true block string or not. Okay. Okay, it is a true block string, so I didn't do it very well. So let's re-record it. This is why we're doing that. Why am I not getting... Oh, I'm not hitting forward, okay. There we go. Okay, let's see if this is a true block string. It still is. I can't get the Fafnir. Am I canceling the Fafnir too late? I'm just not hitting forward still. There we go. That was too fast though. What is happening here? There we go. Is that good? No, still true block string. Let's make it easier actually. Let's do this. Actually, you know what? Let me do a slightly different string. This will be easier to show, because the most common way that you would do this type of frame trap to stop a jump is actually off of sweep, not into sweep. So let's do this. Let's do a similar string. There we go. So see, now I'm holding down forward, and I'm getting hit. And that means that there's a gap in this block stun, okay? So now if I try to jump out after the sweep, I get hit, right? So this is a really good tool for... And it seems like I could do it faster even, because I'm not even hitting the pre-jump. You'll know if you're hitting the pre-jump because you'll hit them standing. Not that it really matters here, but that's maybe better. Oh, whoops. Yeah, still a gap. No, too much. And it's important that you practice in training mode because you have to get a feel for the timing. Obviously, I don't play Soul. I don't know the timing. But you need to understand when the block stun from sweep is ending so you know how to time this type of frame trap. How's that? Still a gap. Seems pretty long. Okay, that might be good. It looks like I still got the jump, but you get the idea here. Basically, you just want to look for any kind of string where you can leave a gap. Like this is one I think that's pretty common. So you see how I'm holding down forward? There is a gap here. And if I try to jump... Yeah, see, I think this hits your pre-jump. It's hard to see if I'm actually getting a jump or not. Yeah, hard to see if I'm actually getting a jump or not. I don't think I am. I think I'm getting I think I'm hitting the pre-jump. But these are the most common ways, and obviously you can experiment with other strings, but those are the two general ideas that you want to use to keep people from jumping out of your pressure. And then, you can, vary this with other normals, stuff like this. But Force Break Fafnir is going to be the highest reward for that kind of thing. Yeah, the Gatling, I thought that the cancel window on 5H was longer than it is. It's actually not that long. But yeah. Overall good stuff from Peripheral. Hopefully that was all very helpful. I would definitely say movement, just practicing, practicing faultless braking, very important. And, I saw a couple IDs here and there, but, using ID as an approach, just to vary your angles, very, very important. Best way to test this is to set the opponent to guard all and then reversal jump. If they air block gap too big, if they don't jump, no gap, and if they get hit just right. Yeah, that's actually great advice. I'm a Railgun. That's a really good way to test this, yeah. So here, just to show what Railgun is talking about, if you set the dummy to... So if you set all block, will they fall us in the air? So guard all, and then reversal action jump. So he's jumping here. They do faultless, yeah. So yeah, they do faultless on all block. So yeah, this is a really good way where you can the idea is basically if you hit them, then you're hitting their pre-jump. So you can see there he was able to faultless. I have no idea what you would do with Milia for this. You like delay this or something? Maybe delay this. Yeah, I have no idea what you would do with Milia to do this, but this will work. Or it won't. How did I cancel it so late before that he was able to jump out? 5K2S. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, with a slight delay. There you go, yeah. So you can see here, the reason that he's getting hit here is because I'm hitting the pre-jump. Because if I do it as fast as possible, it's a true block string. But because I'm creating a gap by delaying the Gatling, the dummy's trying to jump, but then I'm hitting the pre-jump. So yeah, this is actually a really effective way to practice this in training mode. And just practice your timing. Especially, the ideal thing is that you have a Gatling that auto-times it. So like I was doing with Soul. Let me set the dummy to the same thing. So like with Soul, yeah, so this does work, I was right. So, the ideal thing is that you have a string that you just do it as fast as possible, and it just works. The 5K2S one with Milia, I had to manually delay it, which, you just learn the timing, but it's not as good because you have to manually time it. Whereas this, this is ideal because you just literally do it and it's going to work every single time if they're holding up. So, 5K S disc. Yeah, there you go. That's another one. So yeah. So yeah, if people are literally just like holding up out of your pressure, that's definitely, what I would recommend. Oh, there you go. I timed it perfect. But yeah. All right. What time is it? God damn, it's 12:30 already. I did not get nearly as many done as I wanted to, but I think I'm gonna stop here. Unfortunately, I just can't do them fast enough. I mean, we're getting close now to being caught up. I'm gonna do more tomorrow. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have though. It's all gonna depend on when I get home. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. a little disappointing that I didn't get more done. But we'll do what we can. We'll get as many as we can done. Yeah, as Railgun mentions, the other nice side effect of this is that it doesn't only beat jumping, it also beats mashing. So yeah, there's other benefit to that as well, definitely. The downside is if they have a DP or some kind of invincible reversal, you're opening yourself up to that. Whereas the true block string method, where you're doing lows in your block string, is literally, there's just nothing they can do. It is airtight, it is foolproof. The only thing they can do is dead angle, burst, or if they're biking, they can counter. That's it. No one else can do anything. So, but yeah, good to be back. I'm glad I pushed myself to do this. I was very close to not streaming tonight. I was so exhausted last night. My original plan was that I was going to stream last night, and I was just going to do a marathon, you know, because obviously Saturday night I could stream late and just get it done. I was like literally falling asleep in my chair by like 8 o'clock. I was so exhausted. I had helped my dad all day. I could not even look at the screen. So unfortunately it just didn't happen. But yeah, I'll do as many as I can. If they don't get done all tomorrow, I'll squeeze them in here and there next week. I know people are going to be excited about Strive and everything, and all the folks are going to be on Strive, but I don't want to leave people hanging with this stuff. So we'll get it done. I really want to get them all done before Strive, though, so we'll see what we can do tomorrow. Actually, maybe I'll do one more right now, actually, because that'll be half. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you know what? Let's do one more. Well, I'll do one more. We have a little more time. Let's do one last one. Oops. We'll do one more. One more for real, for real. So this should be number 6. Okay. So this is going to be Kennessc Faust. Is it 2 C's? Oh, is it? Or 2 S's? Yeah. Okay. Kennessc. Let's make a marker. Okay. Kennessc playing Faust with no notes. So let's just jump into it. Let's see what we got. What do you open with? 2P, okay. 2P is typically a very good round start. Okay, so the OTG, I mean, this is the same thing I say with every OTG. You know, with OTG from Soul and, you know, from all these other characters, you gotta tech this. You know, I say gotta, you don't have to, but look at the situation that you get put in if you don't. You know, there's just a million things on the screen already. You can't necessarily tech forward, although Faust has big enough buttons that you might be able to tech forward and actually threaten a button, like Jump S. Actually, let's just look at it real quick. Yeah, see, I think you're too far. Jump H, maybe. Yeah, jump H. But yeah, I would typically with most characters I would tech back here, because then if he does this beast, you're behind it. This is a little awkward because you're backed up into the corner, so you're not actually behind it. But you know, you also have your double jump action when you tech, so you know, you just get way better options to contest. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so you're a little desperate here. I get the sentiment here. You know, you're cursed. You want to try to get a hit, but don't be afraid to block a little bit. Oh wow, low profiled Grave Digger. Okay. Oh, nice air to air. I'm guessing you were trying to bomb bag. Yeah, you are 100% trying to bomb bag. Which also would have been fine. would have been good, and it makes sense that you would do that there. I'm just thinking for a second. So, you know, you threw the food here, block the scalpel pull, and now it's like, how do you want to play this situation, right? Because you can't throw an item because the chocolate's out. It's like, are they gonna go for the item? I think at like slightly lower levels, most people instinctively just immediately go for the chocolate. At higher levels, it's pretty typical to actually not get the chocolate because it's better to deny Faust the ability to throw another item. So you're better off, like, the amount of meter that you get from the chocolate is worth less than giving Faust the ability to throw another item. Or sometimes you'll wait until the chocolate's about to disappear and then pick it up. So from Faust's perspective, it's like, do you try to get the chocolate so that you can throw another item, or do you think that they're going to try to get the chocolate and you try to deny them the movement? There's a couple different ways to play this. So I think the safest, the lowest risk way is to just be patient for a second and see what they do and try to control the space. I see people in chat are recommending like FDC jump H. That's a good option. Far slash is a good option. Just doing nothing is a fine option. Doing a second scalpel pull is a fine option. But I think I would tend to just in general kind of wait and see if they go for it or not, and try to hit them. And if they don't go for it, then you can maybe go for it. But what you did here is like go towards them, which I think is a little aggressive. But I kind of get the idea, because if you think that they're going to immediately go for the chocolate, then you're kind of taking the initiative, right? They get the chocolate, but you get the pressure, which is a pretty fair trade. But yeah, I think I would be a little more patient in these spots. Spectacular, how do you submit replays? I temporarily have turned off the submissions because Strive is about to come out. I'm gonna focus on Strive for a while in the next couple of weeks, and then you know, maybe like a month or so into Strive, I will reevaluate what I want to do, whether I want to open up submissions again for this game or modify the submission process and maybe start doing replay reviews in some fashion for Strive. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. I need to play some Strive and just kind of see what I want to do and how comfortable I am doing reviews in that game, and you know, whether I want to go back to this game or what. I have no intentions of quitting this game by any means, but certainly for the time being, after Strive comes out, I'm going to be focused on Strive. So I don't want to necessarily have people submitting replays on this, and then I'm going to have to find time every week to, you know, turn this game on just to do replay reviews. So for the time being, I'm going to turn them off, and you know, we'll revisit it in a month or so. Oh, you mean how do you share them in general? If you go to there's a folder on your computer. If you go to your documents, yeah, Noocta just linked it. You can just go right in on Windows. They're tiny files because it's just a set of inputs basically, and you can just send the files to other people, and then they put it in their folder, and the game loads all the replays from that folder. Okay, nice wake up super. That's definitely one way out of the pressure, and that caught you up for real. You were way behind. Oh, you can kill him. Oh no! No, not like this. Tragedy. You missed the first jump K. This timing is weird. When I went back to Faust in this game after I played Faust in this game many years ago, and then I messed around with Faust here and there in Exerd, and then coming back to this game, this is an awkward combo. The timing on this is a little bit weird. You do have to delay this first jump K quite a bit, or it won't come out like we see here. That is very unfortunate. Okay, nice. Again, yeah, you gotta just practice that in training mode. It's not a big deal though. Nice escape out of there. Man, the Gravediggers are catching you. Great block on the overhead. Watch the tree. No, the tree. Oh, you hit him. Okay. So this, I don't want to talk about for too long. Maybe you can go back and on YouTube, you can look up my review that I did with Brian or whatever. And also, we were just talking about this earlier with, who was it? With probablylurkin at the very beginning of this session. This idea of controlling the ground versus controlling the air. So, you know, here you're controlling the ground, 2H, you throw an item, scalpel pull, it's more ground control. Then you dash up and you do another 2H, more ground control. I'm not trying to say this is wrong by any means. It's just you need to be careful of what kind of messages you're sending the opponent and how they're reacting to those messages. So, you know, you just spent the last 5 seconds controlling the ground. Of course, the opponent is going to jump. You know, they're very likely to jump. You know, you're destroying them on the ground. So you need to be careful. And again, I'm not trying to what's the word? I'm not trying to what's that word when you like simplify a concept? Trivialize. I'm not trying to trivialize this. This is I will say over and over, this is one of the hardest skills in fighting games, in my opinion, is this constant assessment of what messages you're sending and what messages your opponent is sending, and turning all the little knobs and dials in your gameplay to adjust yourself to what your opponent is doing. Okay, by no means do I want to make it sound like I'm trivializing that. It is extremely difficult, but I'm always going to point it out in spots like this because it is very important and it is a skill that takes a long time to develop, so it's good to start trying to develop it now. So, you know, you spend a lot of time here controlling the ground. Hesitate here. Take a, you know, take a second here and see what the opponent does. It is very likely that they're going to do something just like this and get into the air to try to get around your ground control. Now here you happen to be pretty covered by the poison, so that's another kind of added dimension to this specific example. So I actually really do like this ground control because what was he going to do? ID over you and hit himself on the poison? He couldn't really do much, and you can see he didn't even hit a button here. He was scared of the poison. But the idea is the same, because if you had done nothing here and he ID'd, you could have just anti-aired. But yeah, it was pretty wild that he did ID here. And yeah, people are commenting on how the 2H goes right through him. That is not unusual. 2H, the animation is not representative of the hitbox. This is the hitbox. There's no hitbox here. It's only along the ground. It's like a very low hitting move. It is not representative of where the actual hitbox is. This is representative of the hitbox. Okay, I like the burst. Oh, that's gonna hit, right? Oh, it hit you both, okay. So you might have been able to, I'm just curious, could you have done the force break here and you would have been safe, I think. Oh, no, it wasn't fast enough. Can you 5P? Wait, did you even need to hit anything? Yeah, you did. Yeah, it's like just timed where you can get the 5P, but you can't. Oh, wait, I have an idea. 5P, 5D? No, it's hitting during the hit stop of the 5P. Yeah. "5P jump cancel slashback." No, I don't think it's possible. Because of the hit stop on the 5P, it's not possible. Anyway. So what happened here? I was still thinking about that conversion. I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, so here you could have jumped back when he set the net. Hard to react to everything, though. Nice. Ooh. Oh, he didn't get punished. Oh, you gotta get out of there. It's gonna come out. Yeah. Okay, good. Oh. Alright. Nice. Oh, you missed it. Okay. Man, the random gravediggers are just he's like 4 for 4. Shit's crazy. Okay, so this also you can go back and look. I think I talked about this pretty in depth in Brian's review. If you look up the review for Brian or whatever is the name. When you do jump 2K, let me see something actually for a second. Hold on. Okay, yeah, okay. When you do jump 2K, something that you should train yourself to do is, as the jump 2K is happening, try to assess how it's going to hit and let that determine what you do from the jump 2K. So the first thing to understand is that jump 2K is special cancelable. So you can cancel into any of your air specials, of which Faust has many. You can do Bomb Bag, you can do Going My Way, or you can do Force Break Pogo, okay? Now the fourth option is to not cancel at all, okay? So if you do jump 2K, and while it's happening, you say to yourself, oh, this is hitting really nicely. It's hitting him low, he's gonna get hit like in the waist or in the knees, then you don't need to cancel. And in fact, canceling is probably not going to help you at all. In fact, it could even make it worse if you do cancel. Okay, so in a lot of those cases, you want to just let it go, and if it hits them, you're hitting low enough that you'll be able to combo, and if they block it, you're going to be in a good position. I think it's plus, I'm not sure, but if you do jump 2K like this, and as you're doing it, you say to yourself, oh shit, he moved forward as I started to do it, I'm going to hit him in the head. This is not good. When you hit this high, look at the recovery. Look at Testament. He's recovered here. You guys recovered at the same time. In fact, you might have some landing recovery still, and he's already recovered. I would not be surprised if he actually recovered before you. So when you're hitting, this was this counter hit? I'm like getting confused by the messages. This was not counter hit. But yeah. But basically you can see here how he's recovering basically as you hit the ground. Now, when you hit it this high, when you see you're going to hit it this high, you should make a decision and cancel it into a special. And is it counter hit? I can't tell because he's not flashing red. So I don't think that it is. Because Testament should be flashing red here, I think. Let me go back actually. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Where was that? Okay, right here. Let me rewind it a lot. Yeah, it's not counter hit. It's not counter hit. But okay, so when you hit it this high, you should make a decision on what to cancel it into, and also when to cancel it. So for example, let me rewind this. So the simplest would be just immediate cancel into Bomb Bag. This is good when you're really high up like this, and you generally want to do this cancel right away. This is basically only going to work from that kind of height and from far away, because see here, I'm canceling it later, and of course the later I do it, the closer I am, and then I'm going to get caught in the explosion. Okay, so you generally want to do this one immediately. Okay, the other option, or another option, is to cancel into Going My Way. Now, when you cancel into Going My Way, the timing matters a lot, because here, if I do it this high, yeah, it's gonna combo. Oh, it didn't even combo. Why is it not coming out? But regardless of the combo or not, this is the problem. See how the whole Going My Way is coming out? I'm not hitting the ground. So this is gonna be not, even on hit, it's not great. You don't get a great knockdown because of the extra time here. But on block, this is just straight up punishable, right? So generally when you want to do going my way off of a high jump 2K, you want to delay the cancel like this, so that you hit the ground. And this is now plus on block, and if they get hit by it, you can do like 5S and reset them, or, you know, whatever. But it's important that you delay it if you're really high. The added benefit of this is if they block the jump 2K and you delay this going my way, if they try to challenge because they see, oh, he did the jump 2K too high, I'm going to recover before him, this becomes a frame trap. So, you know, just a slight delay is all you need. And then the third option is Force Break Pogo. And this is the option that if you're not sure what to do, just do this. Because the timing doesn't matter. You can do it late, you can do it early. It's going to combo on hit. Well, it's going to combo on hit if you do it immediately. It's going to put you in a good position on block. I don't know why I hit K instead of P there. But yeah, sometimes it'll even cross them up, depending on how the jump 2K hits. You know, it's just this is your all-purpose if you're not sure what to do. But the point is, you should be canceling this into something from that height. Don't let it go, you know, from that high by itself. Okay, getting a little unlucky here with some of this stuff. So you seem to really like 2H a lot also. It's a good button, but I think you should mix in far slash in a lot of those spots. Nice. Okay, finally the Gravedigger gets... Oh, that's unfortunate. Finally the Gravedigger got stuffed by something. But yeah, I think in some of the spots where you're hitting 2H, you should be hitting far slash. They're both worth using, but yeah, I would say far slash is probably the more all-purpose move. The mini Robokai traded with the EXE Beast. Nice jump out. Okay, so there, you canceled into going my way. That was very good. So you do know about it. That's good. Dashed up a little too far. The idea was good, though. Nice block. Your defense is very good. Okay, nice. The Gravediggers are finally getting stuffed. I'm thinking that teleport was maybe an accident. Okay. Yeah, you were stuck there. Nice. So right here, so you like backdashed just to make sure you weren't in danger here. Totally reasonable. But then here, this back jump, this is a little sketchy because this is like unbelievably passive, where you're just letting her basically do anything she wants to do. If she wants to set up, she gets to summon a fish or an ice spike or whatever she wants, ice needle, excuse me, or she can just run up to you. This is so passive, you know, she can take some screen space. So I think this is just like a little too passive for this matchup. With Dizzy, you don't want to be running away. You want to be staying in your effective range so that she can't get set up. You want to be in your far slash range, at least in scalpel pull range. And yeah, see, now you're kind of in a worse spot. Okay, well, you got the sweep at least. Nice. Yeah. You don't want to be point blank when you do the meaty 2K. You want to be a little bit spaced so they can't throw you. Ooh, you got frame traps. Okay. I'm not crazy about this. It worked. I don't know how consistently this will work and how often it will hit the fish. I'm not sure if it only hit her because she happened to jump towards you. Whereas if she had stayed on the ground, if it would have hit the fish before it hit her. So I'd be careful of that. Single hitting reversals are just very sketchy against Dizzy, you know, in general. Yeah, and see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know that this is... I don't know. I don't know if this is the right game plan for this matchup. Like, you're sitting literally full screen, and like, you're not even threatening scalpel pull. There's just zero threat here. So my instinct would be to move forward slightly, just so that you can challenge, you know, because if she does a fish, you can literally just react with far slash and cancel it into item throw, or, you know, far slash, you know, 5p, or no, far slash goes into 5k, I guess, or no, far slash 2k. But yeah, I just don't think you want to be sitting full screen. I think you want to move forward and threaten her so that she can't just set up for free. Basically what I'm saying is I think her setting up is stronger than you setting up. So I think it's not a worthwhile trade for you to get an item at the expense of letting her set up a fish. If you get like meteors, then yes, you came out on top, but most other items, she's going to come out on top of that exchange. Oh, that was techable. Yeah, when the ice spike hits you in the air, unless it's counter hit, even on counter hit it might be techable sometimes, but at this kind of height, this is techable. You should always try to tech the ice spike. But yeah, you didn't have to get knocked down there. Yeah, and you got blasted. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, see, like, you hit her, and then she backs up, and you back up. And it's, you know, it's like one of you is wrong. You know what I mean? You can't both be right here. Someone's got to be wrong to back up. And unfortunately, I think that person is you. Yeah, see, now she gets to set a fish for free. Okay, the hammer bailed you out there. Oh, that also, I think, is punishable? Pretty sure you can just far slash this for free. Yeah. Anytime you block Ice Spike, like, every character gets a punish, basically. More or less, I would say. I don't know if that's actually true, but it sounds true. Ooh, you tried to contest. The problem is just, like, again, this is a spot where far slash would have been better than 2H. I wouldn't even recommend hitting a button here to begin with, but at least hit something that will hit the fish. So you can special cancel, or, you know, Gatling. But yeah, I wouldn't really hit a button here. You're just very locked down here. The fact that you even got the button out is pretty surprising, actually, to be quite honest. I love the pogo there to get over the fish. And obviously you need to make something happen. You're way behind here. Oh wow, she got hit. Oh, nice catch on the tech. Oh, that was so close to hitting. Oh, I thought you were gonna try to get the donut to get some health. Damn, you were bringing it back in that last round. But yeah, overall good stuff. I think for the most part, I'm gonna take some notes here. For the most part, just more far slash. I don't think you use far slash enough, in my opinion. And you know, and in turn less 2H. And then I would say the other thing is just in general, just be more aware of, you know, what your opponent is doing, and try to adjust your options to beat what they're doing. So like against the Testament, we saw they were going the air a lot, so maybe you needed to pay more attention to anti-airing. And then we saw against the Dizzy, they were zoning, so maybe you need to move forward and threaten them a little bit. And again, I'm not saying to go in. You don't have to go in. But you just need to move forward to be in range to threaten your better normals. Because if you're in far slash range, what is she threatening with you? Threatening you with? Ice Spike? 5H maybe? I mean, there's not really a threat, you know? Ice Spike is really the only threat. And if you block that, it's punishable. So, you know, just something to think about in general. Just take a step back and analyze kind of what is, you know, again, what messages you're sending the opponent and what messages they're sending back, and how they're reacting to your options.